We live on Wednesday. YouTube, what's going on? We live back again. Back up in you. You know what I'm saying? With another one on Wednesday, man. You know what I mean? Just trying to see what's going on with y'all, man, in the YouTube family over here, man. You see what I'm saying? You see, I got my grades looking crazy. Man, these motherfuckers got me looking crazy. But check this out, man. Yeah, how's everybody doing, man, on this Wednesday evening, man? We doing all right. We living. We holding it down. You see what I'm saying? We hold it down, man, like balloon strings, man. So yeah, man. So I'm just wondering. Oh man, ain't nothing funny about this. It is and it ain't. Because the funny thing about it is how people fall for it. You know, we fall for the shenanigans and the bullshit. That's how we do it, and that's all us. Because the funny thing about it is how people fall for it. So, we fall for the shenanigans and the bullshit. That's how we do it. Sorry about that, man. That shit was playing on my phone, man. I just got another phone, and I didn't know what that shit was playing on the phone. But yeah, man. So so they got something called a task force, I think, and I was looking it up too. I can share the screen right now, and I can show you other task force. Let me share the screen real quick and show you this other task force for other states. Reparation task force. While you type it in, let me share the screen. Let me see. All right, let me show you something real quick. Can I show this part? Let me, y'all believe me. Y'all believe me. So they got a reparation. They got one for the. I don't know how recent any of this is, man. But they got one for New Jersey, Georgia, Michigan, and Detroit. Right? They got Boston. They got task force, reparations task force for those states. I'm pretty sure more. Right? So, interesting. They got task force for all these states. Um, most of them look like they're Democratic. Let's just keep it 100, man. So, it's interesting how to and the thing is, none of these people. Well, I don't know about these other ones, but California. See, I just got some interesting news and stuff. I knew I should have did this on Saturday when it was more fresh. I knew I should have. It's my fault. But so it's going down, and it's a lot of we looking crazy right now. They looking crazy. Um, so the reparation task force is. I just think it's a big sham. It's a big hoax. Let's just keep it real. It's not looking good right now. So I'm just gonna tell you. I know nobody's watching this mug right now. And nobody really is. I share this up to people on Facebook. I don't want to watch it. It's all good, but this is some real stuff. A lot of YouTubers are gonna hit you with these facts. So the reparation task force for California is going to disband in July, right? Before they disband, they want people to do they want people so they want to be to people to do genealogy reports, right? And they want to see if people you see what I'm saying, if you qualify, right? um and it's just crazy because it's like if we were so-called all slaves, you know what I'm saying, then they want to check lineages. But would this be our lineage? I mean, see, this is the thing. If this would be our lineage, right? This would be our lineage if we was really slaves. That would be our history. But see, these people are telling you something, man. They telling you that that slavery shit is a bunch of bullshit. That's what they're telling you. All right. Well, they indirectly telling you that. And the way they're going about doing this, I mean, I know they would do this for other groups. If this was other groups, and they know they do it for the minority. I ain't gonna say minority. I'm not gonna say that, but they do it for the top groups, like the Asians and then the Jews. Man, they do it. Those are the top groups. Let's just keep it real. You don't ever hear nothing bad about them on the news. Those two groups, if you notice that. But so okay, so they if it was those two groups, they'd be get broke off, no problem, right? They would get broke off, all facts. So and then another thing is too, if that would be see if this would be like something about for the Holocaust or something, it would be a wrap. That's all I gotta say, man. They get their money. But see, this is the thing, and I be trying to tell people too, man. This has something to do with some kind of nationality too. This has something to do with some kind of something else. It's not just skin color, or not really skin color at all. Because they don't treat the Africans like that, man. They don't treat these, nah. So it's just crazy too because we fall into stuff like this, because we had the story that somebody told us about slavery. You got Melville Hiscostrich, right? Look up him and look up France Boas. But anyway, and Walter Plecker. So these people, you just see I'm saying, these are the top, basically, people that spread the propaganda, the slavery propaganda, and one more so out of Africa propaganda, right? Like we are descendants from people from Africa, which is good. I mean, I don't see any kind of truth in that. So, and so I think this is something these people know we don't know, right? But they playing games, this whole thing with the reparations thing, and this reparation task force is all, it's just a sham. They're going to disband in July. They want people to do their lineage. They didn't set any of these. I mean, they didn't set any of the reports or any of the findings out to any of the public. Right? Why are you not going to tell us the reports? Not why are you not going to tell us about what you found or the reports? This is supposed to be a reparation task force. You're not going to tell us about any reports or anything that you found within the paperwork or the documentation about us, our proof or our lineage, right? You ain't going to tell us none of it. See, that lets you know right there it's a scam and it's a sham, man. It's like, damn, we don't see that though. That lets you know, you see what I'm saying? And two, these people are just playing it. It's all for a vote, man. This is all for a Gavin Newsom vote, right? This is for a Gavin Newsom vote. He could be running for president next year, right? This is all for a vote. And see, they know that we're so ignorant, we're so politically lazy, our people, that's all it takes. Talking about reparations or having the thought of it being a conversation, or having the thought of it being something to be brought up, a topic, right, a hot topic. So he makes his task force that basically doesn't tell or enclose any of the findings to the public. They're going to disband in July, right? Why are you going to disband? You see what I'm saying? It's just the whole thing is real fishy. Um, they don't let us know any kind of details, right? And they talk about lineage and checking your people checking their lineage and people checking to see if But the thing is, like I just said, if we were slaves, why would we have to check our lineage? You would know us from the Africans. You would know us from any of these foreigners, man. You would know the difference, right? So that right there is skeptical. That's fishy to me. Also the fact too that Gavin Newsom talks about in the paperwork, right? Gavin Newsom basically talks about the fact of basically us not might possibly, right, no cash payments. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, it should be cash and it should be land, because they took our land away from us too. But see, I'm the kind of guy, right? And I'm gonna be keep it 100 with you. I really don't think I'm kind of really like on the fence. I'm really on the fence for I mean the whole slave narrative. I'm on the fence about that. I think the reparations should be given for a number of reasons, right? The welfare in the home, man. You took, you know what I'm saying? You gave the women welfare and you took the black father out of the home that destroyed the family structure and made it dysfunctional. That I think you should, you know what I'm saying? It should be given for the red line of the districts. It should be given for, you know what I'm saying? Basically for, you know, um, the redlining, you see what I'm saying? The Jim Crow, the segregation. Well, segregation was good, but the fact that we had to go through the segregation, the fact that when we integrated, what was segregation? I mean integration. My bad. It should be given for integration. The fact that we when we integrated, y'all took a lot of stuff from us and made it to where it just y'all fed us with the propaganda in even though it's a lot of these old bootlicks fault for falling for it, but you fed us the propaganda and you made it to where the grass is greener on the other side, and what I'm saying, a lot of people that look like us, especially the elders, had to or felt like they had no other choice but to go to y'all, you know what I'm saying, go to y'all and basically, you know what I'm saying, Go to your Sears, go to your your Sears and Roebucks, your Macy's, your you know what I'm saying. Basically, had to spend outside the so-called community with the from the mom and pop all the way down to the big establishments that y'all had, right? We integrated and we got a lot of they took most of the stuff and resources and everything from us, and we called it integration, which is didn't make no damn sense. So and it's another thing too. It just came out. Gavin Newsom. It just came out. People's right. My people. It just came out that Gavin Newsom's not even for reparations. Jim Clyburn ain't for reparations. Gavin Newsom. See, so this person, and look, and this also states that certain stipulations inside of the paperwork that the state legislator and Gavin Newsom, which is the governor, those people basically run the show in states as the state legislature and the governor. Makes sense. That was a factual part right there. Has final say so. Guess what? Gavin Newsom ain't even for reparations. So you got somebody that has final say so that's not even for reparations. But see, they give you this guy, he gives you reparations task force, and he's not even for reparations. It's all a game the mainstream media is playing on y'all. We fell for it. We fell for it with Karen Bass. Karen Bass is the mayor, right? Even though she stole the election because she wasn't winning. Um, Karen Bass is the mayor now. Have y'all seen any difference in the homeless people in LA? The so-called black people, so-called black homeless people population in LA? Nope. You don't see no difference, right? You got 6% of population in LA, which is people that look like me. That's a small ass percentage. And you got like what almost 50% are the homeless. So look at them numbers, right? And you see why racists like Nuri Martinez and people like that of the city council, LA City Council, was popping the stuff they was popping and basically talking about keeping their districts Latino or Mexican or whatever they was. So it's all this is big ass conspiracy. Um, but they get people that look like me and you, right, to sell us out. Like that's the best. We're not us, because you know what I'm saying, but our people are the best at doing that, selling our people out and not doing or fighting for our people, right? If Obama was a Mexican or if Obama was any other race, he would had to did something for the people, because the people would have demanded it, and plus their people love their people. They don't have they may have Masons sellouts, and they may have people from secret societies that are Mexican, true, but they're not going to go out of their way and go so far to literally sabotage their people just to get a bag, like our people do. You got your Messy Jessies, your Al Sharp, not too Sharpton. You know what I'm saying? It just they give you the hoax psyops, fake shootings and cases and stuff like that, to where Lee No married and William Benjamin get crump takes the cases. It's just really ridiculous, and it's really bullshit at this point. So I'm gonna play y'all some of this stuff real quick, man. So I mean, I just played and showed y'all a gang stipulation showing y'all that Gavin Newsom in the California task force is not for y'all. They're gonna disband in July. Why are they gonna disband? Did they let anybody know if the lineage readings and stuff like that is that gonna be free? Are you gonna have to come out your own pockets for that? You see how we do it, and we see we don't care. It's like it's just so it's like a tornado or a hurricane of just emotions that we run off. We the most emotional people, man. But see, when you have emotions, there's no thought or no critical thinking skills involved. So all right, so let me get on here real quick. Hold up. Let me play some clips real quick, bro. This motherfucker Gavin Newsom, man. Hold up. I'm gonna play Black Truth, Professor Black Truth real quick. You know, I don't use that word black because we ain't black, but whatever. All right, so hold up real quick. We're gonna what's the name? Fair use all the way on this video. All right, so I'm gonna play like a couple minutes of this, like at least 5 minutes of this video. All right, I'm gonna play a little bit of this video because just show how much Gavin Newsom is a liar, man. That dude is not for you, man. This is all for a political stunt to get this dude in the White House, because they know our dumb asses gonna vote for him just because symbolism. They ain't got no tangibles, no nothing. He don't got to show us nothing. He just got to do symbolism. We good. All right, so let's go. Let me play this real quick. Hold up. This dude looks like one of them. he looked like a bad guy from one of them Batman movies and shit, or the newer Batman movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? He looked like one of the Penguin's henchmen and shit. Gavin Newsom. This is a piece of shit. All right, hold up. Let me go. Share my screen real quick. This motherfucker, man. All right, so this is fair use. All right, so I'm playing Professor Black Truth. Damn, I can't even put. That's like fucking rubber baby buggy bumpers and shit. So I'm playing Professor Black Truth's video, right? All right. So this is a fair use of the Copyright Act of Section 107 of 1976. This basically gives me fair use to review this video for commentary purposes, educational purposes, and criticism. Man, we gotta be a lot of criticism and shit, man. Watching this video. All right, let's get it.
Is making sure illegal aliens can vote in all statewide elections in California, because it has nothing to do with Black Californians. What he's talking about is making it easier for the Nuri Martinezes and the Kevin DeLeons and other assorted racists to get into office and to hold on to those offices. This is the Democrats giving a gift to themselves and then falsely claiming that they bought it for us. As far as bolstering resources to address hate, when Asians complained about hate crimes, they didn't just bolster resources for them. The main thing they did was to start prosecuting people. Black Californians need a hate crimes law specifically for Black people. And then they need those laws to be aggressively enforced. Black folks in California don't need a hug or some so-called hotline. They don't need any phony sympathy from the likes of Gavin Newsom. What they need are for the prosecutors to finally start doing their jobs. And speaking of which, enacting sweeping law enforcement and justice reforms, investigating these police departments and sheriff departments to root out those anti-Black racists, these white supremacist gangs and the Latino gangs in these police and sheriff's departments, that's what's called for. But that's not what Newsom's talking about. And in San Francisco, they had a text messages scandal, and you had Asian police officers in San Francisco who were talking about targeting Black residents. The only reform the police need is harsh punishment, and punishment means prison time, long prison time. And the same goes for these DAs. But when Newsom says reform, that means the same thing Biden meant when he said it. It means more money for the thugs in blue, and with no strings attached. Biden slammed his gums a lot about police reform when he was on the campaign trail in 2020, but the only thing that came out of that was more money allocated to the police, mostly from COVID. Biden promised a White House-level police oversight committee, and the instant he won the election, he immediately turned around and said, well, I'm just too busy for that. Let Congress handle it. And that was the last anyone ever heard of it.
Remember when Obama was in there? He did Obama did the blue alerts. No, okay. Yeah, Obama did the blue alert. Trump, when it was in Trump, was in there, the blue lies. All allocating money to these police. And then so is your boy Joe Biden. All these presidents that gave money to police. See, this is stupid ass conservative. These Europeans, whatever you want to call them. These people, right? Not all of them. I'm talking about the Fox News people, the people that watching Fox News, right? Not everybody, right? Certain people, right? Let's just say that certain people, right? Certain conservatives fall for it, and y'all, they trying to defund the police. That's a bad idea. Defunding the police. For one, defunding the police isn't bankrupting the fucking certain police departments. What's wrong with y'all? That's not what defunding the police is. And for two, right? Y'all bringing up defunding the police, and y'all get in such an array and such a, a whirlwind of emotions, like I said earlier, right? Defunding the police, that was all a smoke screen. That really means fund the police. So behind the screen, see, they get us to react in an emotional way, and they do something completely different to trigger your emotions. Guess what, conservatives? They got y'all. They got your emotions, right? They get the Democrats, man. Motherfuckers just react with the damn emotions anyway. You don't got to really trick Democrat with emotions. What does that tell you? It's all a facade. We fall for the BS. We love WWF. You know why we love WWF? We love WWF because one of them was good and one was bad. So you figure one was good and one was bad, right? But they both work for the same dude. But they trigger your emotions though. I like the bad guy. No, I like the good guy. The good guy make me feel a certain type of way. The bad guy make me feel a certain kind of way because he's an underdog. But see, it was all an act. The Democrats, one of them, NAFTA in '94, Bill Clinton, right? And he wrote that crazy ass Welfare Act, by the way, dude. That Welfare Act was terrible. The welfare reform, that he signed into law debt. He signed into law men being in debt, and he signed into law if you don't pay, you can go to jail if you don't pay your child support, and if you don't pay your child, if you don't pay your child support, we're gonna take away access to your car. How the hell am I supposed to go to work to pay for the motherfucking child support? You take away access to my car. It's all games. They gave us the Civil Rights Act, right? I mean, I'm not the Civil Rights Act. Excuse me, the Federal Crime Bill. Horrible in the '90s. They gave us the drug bill, no, the drug law. Excuse me, in the '80s, late '80s. Horrible. You see, all thanks to your boy, written and co-signed by your boy Joe Biden. See, we fall for the. I don't do no political. I'm not even gonna be arguing with nobody at the gym or nobody over no politics because I feel stupid. I'm arguing over. This is like arguing over a movie, arguing over something fictional. This is all fictional. But see, this type of stuff affects us in real life, though. They make it enact laws to punish us, possibly, right? To put your ass in jail. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? Now they have private prison. Boom. That's the whole point, to put you in jail. From the motherfucking elementary school on down or on up. How about that? So your boy Joe, okay, so these are the same people, Joe Biden and people like that, right? You see what I'm saying? You know, talking that yin yang, right? And enacting craziest laws against you, man. And these are supposed to be Democrats, right? These people, I mean, I guess we think, oh, the Democrat, they want us to have something. No group wants us to have nothing. Hell, some of us don't even want us to have any on our damn own. How about that? You know what I'm saying? BJ, what's up? Let me know if you want to tap in, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to jump on real quick. Big BJ in the house, my boy BJ, man. But am I right or what? It's like, it don't be making no sense. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna play a little bit more of this clip. BJ, let me know if you want to hop on.
As for strengthening economic mobility, that means nothing at all. Improve equity in housing. Remember, if you're renting, then they consider you to be housed. Black people in California are demanding home ownership. They want to be able to own the places they live in. And for the younger set, they're demanding that the doggone rents be brought down because, as that political party out there has named itself, the rent is too damn high. But that's not what Gavin Newsom's talking about. You see.
No rent control. Y'all share this out. Share this out. Share this bad boy out. You know what I'm saying? Share this out to your social media. No rent control. It's another thing. I'm in California, man. I can see what I can get on here with some of the most law abiding. You know what I'm saying? People to the most hardcore gangbangers, man. I can have them on my shit, my feed, and they'll let you know. I could have people from the streets. I could have people working. Whatever you people that look like us, period, in California. How about that? It don't matter, you know what I'm saying, what backgrounds. These people are paying taxes, right? And they'll let you know too. It ain't no joke. The rent control is crazy out here, and the homeless population is crazy. How about that? But guess what? They giving if you're a foreigner, it's all good. It's good if you're a foreigner, you're straight. But see, damn. So it's just like another thing, you know what I'm saying? Like they did in the '90s, in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? It's just like another Detroit. Okay, you take the car plants and you take careers and stuff like that, automotive careers from people over here, and you replace them with. See, the foreigners they replace out there in Detroit were the Middle Easterns and the Indians and the Chaldeans. You see what I'm saying? And the foreigners they're replacing us out here, right? Is the Central Americans. You see what I'm saying? In the Middle Easterns, in the Armenians, in the Romanians, in the Asians. You know, so see, and that's the thing. Evictions are up, but see, that makes sense. It's all by design. It's all by design. You see, you get evictions up. You see what I'm saying? That makes sense. You got more people. See, the more you depend on the government, the better for them, right? For the government, the more you know what I'm saying, the better. But it's crazy, man. I just had to stop it for a second. The rent control is hardly any rent control from Orange County, where I'm at, all the way down to LA County. Certain parts of LA County got rent control. No parts of Orange County got rent control. Let's keep going. Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom, what are they doing about it? Nothing. See, these Democrats, they just get you for your vote. They're doing just like how they do the immigrants. They want they treat us like the immigrants now, but see, they actually do stuff for the immigrants and they get their vote. A lot of times they don't get their vote, but because the immigrants are smart. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all just see how this is just it's really, you know what I'm saying, it's just a marketing scheme that these motherfuckers is doing. They want the vote. They got Gavin Newsom, old motherfucking kingpin looking ass, you know what I'm saying, on there talking that shit, and he's not even for reparations. But yet he's a part of the task force. And guess what? He's a governor of California. Where was slavery? Can anybody ask me this question? Where was slavery in California? Can anybody ask me this question? Where was slavery in California? The last slave ship they found was wooden pieces. The last slave ship that they claim they found most recently, was wooden pieces from a ship. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. I can't make it up, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't make it up. Wooden pieces, dude. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? We don't be doing the math. You know what I'm saying? We don't really see, and we don't really do, sit down and do our due diligence and do our research. The next thing, look, anybody from California on here on this feed, you know what we should do? We should all get together. We can have a Facebook group, chat, whatever the fuck y'all want to do. We got to get together, man, and make sure and demand before this reparations, you know what I'm saying, task force, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, before they debrief, we need to make sure they show us all the info. You see what I'm saying? Everything that they found, all the findings, the genealogy, who's going to pay for the genealogy reports, and why would there be a look? If they hitting us with the slavery narrative, to which all so-called black people, besides these damn foreigners and these Africans, besides them are were slaves, then why do we have to do any kind of genealogy report? Anybody answer me that question? Why would we have to do that if we were all slaves, dude? See, we don't think. We feel. Here we go.
See him talking about rental rates or talking about home ownership. He's not mentioning that at all. All they're talking about is getting you to be able to give some white landlord or real estate interest your money. What's going to be done to punish landlords who discriminate against black tenants? What's going to be done to punish these appraisers who keep lying and telling black homeowners that their houses are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars less than they really are? Nothing. He's not talking about that at all. These are all weasel words you see here in this statement. They don't actually mean anything. But the point is that whoever reads it, it's supposed to be so vague that your imagination is allowed to fill in the blanks, and the blanks are legion. You see words like improve housing equity, and your imagination gets running, and you start thinking it has to do something with home ownership or building equity when they never said that it did. Education and healthcare has to do with illegal immigrants getting access to those things. Now, you know what's missing from this empty pile of talk. The word black. That's what's missing. This is supposed to be his recommendations for what to do about reparations for black people, but he doesn't even have the decency to put the word black in there because he ain't thinking about black people. Not one of these things Newsom claimed to be working on mentions black people at all. Nothing says breaking down barriers to black people voting. It just says vote in general. Bolstering resources to address hate doesn't say hate against black people. Now, when they were talking about the Asians, they mentioned them specifically. They didn't just mention hate crimes in general. They said Asian hate crimes. This deracialized, colorblind bullcrap, that's what Biden did 3 years ago, is what Obama did before him and all the others before them. When these people are running for office, they already know what their goal is to make sure that black people get nothing. That's why they use all this vague, empty chatter. Remember, the Democrats got caught back in 2016 sending out that memo to their candidates saying, don't promise Black people anything. Don't promise any support for concrete policies. Yeah, just keep giving Black people empty talk, which is what they did in 2016. And they lost. And now I think it becomes a lot clearer to everyone why that pork chop preacher Amos what's his name was so eager to toe the line for the Democrats in California, and why he was leading the charge to say no cash reparations. He didn't just poo-poo the idea offhand. He was sent to do that. And as for Gavin Newsom, he's done nothing but poo-poo the entire idea of reparations in general and cash reparations in specific. He's not recommending reparations at all. It's just more social programs for everyone. Now, for all the trolls who tell us that we need to vote for the Democrats or we're not going to get anything at all, this is what you want us to vote for. When Gavin pulled that PR stunt with Bruce's Beach, he and that gaggle of racist bureaucrats knew exactly how that was going to turn out. The land had long ago been zoned so that it couldn't be developed, which meant that the Black inheritors of Bruce's Beach wouldn't be able to derive any revenue from it. All they would be able to do is pay taxes on it or sell it. But they couldn't turn it into generational wealth. That means the land pays for itself. You have something that generates income and you can hand that asset over to your children. They already made sure from the beginning that wasn't going to happen. Too many Black people get impressed when some white Democrat makes a couple of grunts about what he claims he's going to do for us. And if you want to know how much Newsom's word is worth when it comes to talking about housing equity, remember, that guy was the mayor of San Francisco a few years back. What did he do about the cost of housing in San Francisco? What did he do about building more housing when he was the mayor of that city? No, he did exactly like Willie Brown before him and London Breed after him, and that is to preside over the ethnic cleansing of Black people out of the city. The white media is trying to act like armchair economists on this issue, running interference for Newsom, saying, well, California's bill to compensate Black residents could top $800 billion, an amount that far exceeds the state's annual budget. Now, there's nobody talking about how much the DACA program costs, the cost of housing and feeding and transporting illegal aliens. Nobody's talking about the cost of supporting Ukraine being prohibitive. With everyone else, the white media doesn't pinch pennies. But when
Damn. Bars. He 16 real fast. You know, that was a good, smooth 16. See, that's the thing. But see, these motherfuckers print. See, they lie. They bullshit you. They print money out of thin air. So they print money out of thin air, right? But then when it's agenda or something that they don't want to spend nothing on, then they want to talk about how much it would cost. And this is what they do. They get the racist Europeans riled up by giving these straight bozos at Fox News the talking point that this is going to come out of our taxes, right? So they give you the talking point that's going to come out your taxes, right? And so they get mad and complain and want to, but guess what? It was bipartisan votes. You see what I'm saying? For the Asian hate bill. Oh, but to see a lot of these European bureaucrats and people in Congress and these people in office have Asian wives and stuff like that, so they ain't gonna rock the boat too much. But you see, it get into a class issue, but then it get to a race thing too, though, at the same time, because the racism and the discrimination just shows you that they'll do it to another group and not to another, or they'll hook up another group and not another, but then they'll hit you with the the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And it's just straight up. I mean, it's just straight up blatant in your face. You know, y'all tripping off any kind of money or budget or anything like that when it comes to something to us. But when it comes down to, like you just said, the DACA program or even the Asian hate, y'all was piling on the money then, right? So I mean, we don't see this by now. That's on us. But see, so-called Black people out here in California, man, I don't know. Y'all got to stop worrying about certain shit, man, and start getting on certain things. If we're going to vote, we have to vote in the big ass, but it has to be a block. We can't. Other than that, I don't want to hear it. Asians hardly vote, man, but they still get their political agenda. They still get it done. Let's just keep it 100. Let's go.
when talking about us, they suddenly decide that, oh, won't somebody think about the budget? Okay, fine then. We put California on the installment plan. They got 10 years to pay it off. Now, that ought to be fine with anybody, but I bet you the white media looking going, that's still too much. The white media is not about to write stories where they talk to experts who will say, hey, this is doable. This is what's owed, and here's how the state can pay the money out. Instead, they do the Enos the idiot routine and say, gee, that sure is a lot of money. Not as much money as they've made off of us, not as much money as we've been robbed of. The math is simple. Don't do the crime if you can't pay the dime. We're up against an organized offense here. That includes both Democrats and Republicans. What's going on is the political equivalent of a prevent defense. They know that we're making this demand and that it's not going away. But as the Gavin Newsoms and Marianne Williamson see it, they've heard Black people make this demand before. They've heard a number of demands from Black people, and each and every time, we've gone away. All they had to do was wait us out. The next police murder or the next sports championship, and Black folks will move on to something else. They're making a huge wager that things will work out the same way this time, too. But I think that's a wager they're going to lose. This is going to be a process, not an event. You have the trolls, white supremacists, tethers, agents who will try to tell us, oh, this is not going to happen. Y'all should just give it up. And they were the same ones who said reparations would never be seriously discussed either. They were wrong then, they're wrong now. What they hate is that this is happening at all.
I agree, right? But at the same time, it's being discussed because it's a political ploy. It's being discussed. I'm just keep it 100, man. This is not even bullshit, dude. It's a political ploy. That's why it's being discussed. You know, they're using this as a political football. You know, they know Gavin Gruesome. You know what I'm saying? They know, and see, his handlers know this too. That's why his handlers are showing him to do this. You know what I'm saying? His strategists and all types of motherfuckers that he has in his campaign, man. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, they know what they're doing. These people are professionals, right? You know, it ain't just the politicians. A lot of times it's his staff and his campaign managers and the people behind the scenes and his handlers and all types of people too. So, but I mean, this dude, I was telling people, man. I mean, come on. I mean, even if he was a Republican moving like this, it ain't no difference to me. But see, this is we labeled the Republicans this racist, all this and that. It was number one thing we call them is racist, man. That's the number one thing. All racist, this, this Republicans is racist. Okay, yeah, I feel you. But what about the Democrats? You see what I'm saying? I mean, they voted bipartisan on that Asian hate bill. What they literally did was stage events and then gave you something called a hate bill. You going through real changes. You're going through real political changes. You're going through real no rent control, right? You're going through real homeless crisis. You're going through real job shortages for your people, not other groups. You're going through real crisis, you know what I'm saying, politically. You're going through backstabbing by your own political so-called leaders. Other groups don't get treated like that. Other groups' political leaders don't sell them out like that. Let's just keep it 100. Do other groups' political leaders sell them out like that? No, they don't. They hold their people accountable, and the people are going to hold them accountable. They have love for their people. They might be, like I said, they might be into their secret societies, be on their selfish tip, and only get shit, do shit for them, all that, whatever. Join in little clubs and shit and lodges, but they're still going to speak in the best interest of their people, unlike our people. Mason Capone, what's good? What's good? Share this out. What's good? Y'all share this out to your social media, man. Share this out, baby. Let's at least get 10 people up in here. At least, you know what I'm saying? That's the goal. But yeah, man, share this out to your social media, man. Tell everybody to come up in the room because we still on, man. I ain't done yet, just yet. But the reparation is looking crazy. Mason Capone is looking crazy, man. That task force is basically lying and selling us out. The task force is not being honest. They're not being, they're going to disband in July. They're going to disband in July. They're going to fucking separate. It's going to be done. They want people to have certain lineage by a certain time. They're not going to tell you what the time frame is. And in the same time, like I just said, if this was some slavery stuff, Shaq, peace, man, Shaq. If you want to come up in this mug, man, Shaq, we talk about this, man. Man, we on right now, man. We on like the kitchen light up in this motherfucker, man. But yeah, man, the task force is lying. They're not doing. No, I mean, listen to what I'm saying. The task force is lying, right? The task force is not being honest. They're not telling us about what the findings that they're finding. The findings or whatever information they came to, whatever data, they're not telling us about that publicly. Gavin Newsom on the little thing, it says Gavin Newsom in the state legislature had the last say, have the say. Gavin Newsom is not for reparations. You know what I'm saying? It's all just for votes for Gavin Newsom. Does that make sense? This is a political ploy. This is for votes for him, and he might run for president next year. So I mean, this is perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? This is damn near this year is damn near almost over. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's going. Trust me, man. Trust me. After the summer, then this shit is gonna get. Then we're gonna see what time it is. But and then the thing is, so they're going to dismantle in July. They're going to be no more task force. You see what I'm saying? They're talking about to try to see how your lineage or if your lineage. But if every, I mean, this is the narrative. If everybody was a slave, right? You know what I'm saying? They came off those boats in America. You see what I'm saying? Then why would I need you to check my lineage if that's my history mandatory? Because every so-called black person out here was slaves. That's from what they say, from what these white so-called scholars are saying. You see what I'm saying? Then why would I need to check? You guys know what immigrants? We all know what so-called black immigrants are here, so they don't count already, right? Because you already have them in the system or whatever because they're citizens, right? Some of them are born here, but some are just citizens. So leave them out and just put us into the equation. If we're so-called all from slavery, why do we have to check our lineage? That don't make no sense. Why would I have to check my lineage if every single so-called African American person that look like me and you that's in the United States? If we were all from Africa, why would we need to check our lineage if that's the history? It doesn't make no sense. It's not sounding right, right? They're not. So we don't even know what's in. How did they came up to any of this kind of conclusion? We don't know how. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, they're not. Why they're not being public about these certain documentation? Why they're not being public and going public about with the findings that their findings? Why they're not being public about that? You see what I'm saying? And it said Gavin Newsom said out his own mouth on the little website thing. He said no guarantee that this could be cash payment. That this is going to come in cash payments. Interesting. No guarantee that this is going to come in cash payments. What does that tell you? What do they tell you? I mean, we should get land in cash. They took the banks, and this ain't even on no slavery shit. They took our banks from us, right? And they did a gang of other shit when they integrated. See, this is in the 1800s. But when we integrated, they took even more shit from us. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, what about the Black Wall Streets, right? What about the Rosewoods? What about the redlining of the districts, right? What about the housing? What about the welfare shit? Secretly getting the man out of the house, destroying the so-called black family, right? Making sure the black man's not going to be in that motherfucker. Making sure the so-called black people vote Democrat by giving us the stupid ass Civil Rights Act, which is really stupid, right? But look on the thing though. Gavin Newsom said himself is not necessarily going to be cash payments. Why would he say that on there? See, we don't be doing our stuff. I had to do the research. I had to look into this shit. Right? We can go on the website right now. Let me see if I can get this website real quick. You see what I'm saying? But this dude, I mean, it don't surprise me. It don't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Gavin Newsom and stuff, dude, but he was the former mayor of San Francisco, dude. It collapsed. Just did horrible in the housing crisis in San Francisco, and made it to where it displaced a lot of so-called black people in San Francisco too. Now he's the governor in California, and look, Karen Bass is the new mayor of L.A. And guess what? There's a gang of people that look like me and you are displaced in L.A. So Gavin Newsom came from another place that we was displaced, and then look, Karen Bass, so-called black, I don't know whatever she identifies herself as, she in another place in LA, and California, that we were displaced. Ooh, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, Shag. You spend some facts right there, man. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the thing, because they give us the Indian Removal Act too. See, we don't be on it. We don't be on this United States codes. We don't be on none of this, man. We don't have any. I mean, I got one, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm saying. A lot of us don't be having these law dictionaries, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get a law dictionary, man. It's crazy. You see what I'm saying? Just like the fact that these places where these Parker meter places are private institutions, private organizations and shit, right? But yet, look how scandalous the government in AKA the police, the state police departments are, right? Or the county or state, whatever the fuck police departments are. These people will hire a whole organization company called the parking meter people to either put park tickets on your car, possibly tow your car, and give you fines, right? And my bad, put boots on your cars. These people are private organizations. Why is this the people that you pay a tax for, the municipalities that you pay a tax for, hiring private organizations to tow your car on some domestic terrorism type stuff anyway? Because there's no due process. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Y'all need to people. Y'all need to like and share this out right now. From what I spit some bars right here. These people hire the same people you pay your taxes to, the same corporate municipality you pay your taxes to. They hire private organizations such as the parking meter people, right? In the toll road, all these or not, well, that too, and all these people to possibly tow your car and take your belongings, taking your possessions without no due process. So why am I paying taxes to you if you do that? If you conspiring with this other organization, this other group to take my stuff away, bro, because you some law that you made up that says that you could do that. This is wild. We don't be on it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like parking ticket. They give you something called a parking ticket while you already parked. But why is it called parking ticket? Shouldn't it be a ticket after you park or something like that? Why is it called a parking ticket? Because a parking ticket, it's like I'm in the middle of parking the car, parallel parking the motherfucking car, and I get violated then. Like it's you see, I don't know, man. These people just hit us with a bunch of just bull. The law is not on your side. Man, let's just keep it real. That's another story. But so what does that tell you? So I mean, I don't know. Gavin Newsom and all these people are shady. Gavin Newsom, and look, did you just hear how he broke down? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, the parking tickets, yeah, because city of LA hired a private organization, institution, whatever you want to call it, entity to do that to your car. See, we talk about slavery. You know what slavery really is? You want me to tell you what slavery is? Slavery is when you gotta clock in and clock out. And you're making these companies billion trillionaires while you're making only $18 an hour. That's slavery. They give us a narrative. They give the narrative, right, to us that we slave, right? Excuse me. But you're damn near everybody's committing. It's like you know what I'm saying, victims of slavery because we all clocking in and clocking out. We all making it somebody else rich instead of our own self rich. And a lot of that has to do with the conditioning and the corp of this government from when you're in school, right? Going to school, the indoctrination of going to school. When a lot of times school is a prison, is just a prison, a pipeline anyway. Especially for certain people that look a certain way, that lives in certain areas, because that's when you go into race and the class system at the same time, right? And then they don't teach you nothing anyway in school. What they teach you, right? They teach you the fakest shit. You know what I'm saying? Where were you? Hold up. But yeah, man, they teach you a bunch of shenanigans. Hold up real quick, man. Hold up, damn. I don't know, y'all, man. It's just like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I say that, man, but I really know. But it's just madness right now, man. That the shit that we going through is madness. It's just horrible. Hold up. I had to say it like I'm from Midwest or something. It's horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm from Boston or something. But yeah, man, I don't know. You know, what's the solution to this? Stop voting for these people, man. Stop voting for people that look like that. You see what I'm saying? Stop putting your faith and all that bullshit in the people that look like that, man. That look like us, because a lot of times that's not gonna go. Like I said, I respect the Mexicans, man, because they don't sell their people out like that. The Mexicans don't do that. They don't sell their people out like that. They at least have that much respect for each other. Damn. But see, you know what I'm saying, and you know, and the other races too. But see, that's why these politicians ain't no good. You know what I mean? We got to drop these politicians. Um, see, I think that's easier said than done because a lot of times, look, check this out. Um, a lot of these politicians be part of these secret societies that certain people we know or whoever the hell's or whatever the fuck or people we know are a part of. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's another thing right there too. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know. What y'all think? What y'all think? Hold up. But yeah, man, it's frustrating at this point, man. But I was telling people about Gavin Gruesome. Gavin Gruesome. Gavin Gruesome ain't that nice. He cold blood. This is the same dude that proposed the thing. You see what I'm saying? To where you could you know what I'm saying, let your 12-year-old child do certain things. I don't want to say too much on here, but y'all know what I mean. So I don't know, man. This dude Gavin Gruesome, man, it's just horrible. You know what I'm saying? If he run for president, he'll get ate up. I mean, he can mess with Trump, man. Let's just keep it real. Politically, I mean, politically, I mean, I don't know because Trump don't really know too much his damn self, but he sure know how to get some followers, man. He sure know how to get some cult like followings from people, man. People, oh, I like Trump because he's real, this and that. You know, this and that. But I mean, the thing is, I don't give a fuck why these other people like Trump. I really keep just give a damn less. But he offered, I mean, I don't know, we're crazy. He offered us $500 billion, man. $500 billion for black businesses. And guess what? Your bourgeoisie class, your bourgeoisie class told you to vote against him. But guess what? A lot of that would go to you, and the bourgeoisie class know that, so they didn't want to mess with it because they want to keep having money to go to them. So the more they sell us out, the more their pockets get fat. Make sense? You see what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, 2 plus 2 equal 4 at this point, man. It really do, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? We got to really, just had to act accordingly, man. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we grown adults, right? You know what I'm saying? It's, damn, we got to really just act like it, man. Just like, you know what I'm saying? We really, really got to just act like it, man. I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Gavin Newsom is not really. He's, like I said, he can't mess with Trump politically. Even DeSantis might even eat him up, but I don't like DeSantis. I don't like none of them. Right? They both full of it. I think they kind of remind me of each other. DeSantis and what's the name? And Gruesome. Right? You know, DeSantis ain't. You know what I'm saying? He got ties too, man. He a puppet too. You know what I'm saying? He down with them people too. So I mean, what's like I just said, what's the homeless population? What they doing for Karen? What Karen Bass doing? That's L.A. That's South Central. I mean, Watts. That's L.A. Right? What is Karen Bass doing? Nothing. I'm gonna say nothing with an F. Nothing. Peace, peace. What up? What up, man?
Salute, Frank. What
Back,
up, Nitty?
Shaq. What up, man? You back up in this bad boy, man?
Yeah, man. Shit, boy. Hey, 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 look here, man. Yeah, it's time for us to put our feet down, man. And stop pussyfooting around. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, for
You
sure.
know. But didn't I tell y'all, man? I want to sound like I told you so shit, but then I wasn't I trying to get ahead of the so-called game when I
Mm,
mentioned certain things like Gavin Newsom might be running for the they might run him for the president
you wasn't lying,
before
man.
anybody else even ever thought about that.
You wasn't lying.
Because I'm
You
like, well, how did
called
he
it.
get into? Yeah, how did he get? Which he's the governor of California, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. But he was the mayor of San Francisco.
Mayor of San Francisco, and they appointed him the governor of
Mm.
California. See what I'm saying? See how them things work?
Yeah, he because
See how them things work?
he related to Pelosi. He related to Pelosi, and then he Getty. He was a Paul Getty. Was it Paul Getty? If I'm not mistaken, that was he was a big shaker too in California. He related to the Browns. I mean, you name the Browns, Pelosi's, and the Gettys. I mean, those ring bells, and those names ring bells in California, man. I mean, talk about power, you know, and just political muscle, man, and you know what I'm saying? Because Jerry Brown was the governor before. No, he was. I think he was the mayor of L.A. If I'm not mistaken, or I think the governor and mayor. But he, you know, so and that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Pelosi, she, you know what I'm saying? She the Speaker of the House. I mean, it's just, you know, Getty was really, he was political, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he had money. Getty had money, and he was a mover and shaker. So, I mean, you know, the thing is, man, this dude it has ties to all them groups, man, all those people. So, you know, he's well groomed, man. You know, he's groomed like a mug.
Yeah, they threw us a bone with Trump. They threw us a bone, but we missed the window. We know what I'm saying. We were supposed to got everything we supposed to got out of that experience with Trump, but you know they keep us, and we keep ourselves too. Because at some point we gotta figure out we gotta know how to strategize behind the scenes and stuff. But that's hard to do when you got people that look like you and we don't have the same agendas.
Mm,
You know what I mean? They holler about this we and us, but when it really come down to we and us, it's really about me and mines.
mm,
You know what I mean?
mm.
So there has to be some type of strategic collective movement. I mean, we don't all have to like each other. I mean, because like you said, all the other groups don't really like each other, but they still move as a umbrella, a unity. If the small hats going to get something, or any other group going to get something, you think they're going to allow the ones who don't agree with them to speak out against them, against whatever they're trying to do?
Hell no.
So the question is, why do we all, when we trying to get some positive, some real tangible, why do you have some coming in and blocking and trying to speak out against it and stuff, and
Mm.
block the forward progress per se?
I know. Even the Asians, they knew that was a hoax. That was a hoax. Hoax and heroes over here. You know what I'm saying? But see, they still went with their people, and they still got that back. There was like 50. I think altogether, like I think the city of LA was 10,000 or 10 million alone. I think New York or all in total was like 50. It was like 60 million, man, that they got. Period. Right. So
Right.
you know, they you know, man, no matter how they knew this was stunts or whatever that was being played, still they still got with their peoples and they still banded together and they still told the line, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, but see,
And
that's
look,
why when they be talking about taxes, though, I mean to cut you, but when they be talking about taxes, when those, excuse me, that's why they get all these these right, conservative Europeans. They get them mad and pissed off and against it by saying that's going to come out their tax money. But damn, dude, what about the for one, that Asian hate was bipartisan, man. The Republicans was voting on it just as much as the Democrats. And how come they don't worry about anything else or anybody else when anybody else is getting broke off, and that comes out of their tax money? Why don't they worry about that? Why don't they worry about the billions that millions that Egypt gets every year, or Israel or Ukraine, or you see that? Nobody talks about that, huh?
And
Tax
I
money
really
stops.
haven't. I really haven't heard any people of that Asian region, because that's a pretty big reason. It's a lot of people that's including to the Asian region. East Indians. I mean, they openly say that they don't that the other Asians are not them. They are the fake, per se Asians. But they didn't. You think they came out and spoke when that Asian hate thing came up? And what popped up?
Ooh.
You see Indian Asian infusion restaurants popped up all over the damn. I know here in Texas they popped up. A lot of them popped up. These Indian restaurants, Asian restaurants popped up. So I'm looking like, hold on, where do these come from? You know what I mean? So
Crazy.
people keep saying these other groups keep getting empowered, man, on our land, dude. If you allow somebody else to come in and get funding for schools, neighborhoods, businesses, restaurants, uh, hell, they can be you allow them to build an economic floor for themselves, and then they can also come to America and pick their own self. Well, with the help of the United States government, help them pick themselves per se up by their bootstraps. They tell us to pick ourselves about the bootstrap when they're using our tax dollars. They taxing us, taxation without representation to the 10th power, because we keep allowing ourselves to accept crumbs from them.
Ooh.
You know, we're not firm and stern on our the tangible things that we that's old to us. See, people keep saying, "Oh, black folks begging, black folks begging." No, it's things that's old. You can't say you in the home of the brave and the land of the free, but you got people there that's POWs. You know, whole nation of people, multinational people that's prisoners of war. But you allow foreigners to come in, immigrants to come in and operate through commerce, economics,
Damn.
to build wealth. You know what I mean? They're building wealth in our land. And then they talking trash about us because our government is the people, and they say the people, the fictitious, that's running the government. It's allowing this stuff to happen. So everybody else can come in here and tell us about us because they own our lands, profiting off the sweat, labor, and tears that our ancestors um, produced. And what we produce. They keep saying we lazy. Okay, we might have some. We look. If you go to some of these other countries, these people don't be working like that. They don't have jobs to work. Some of these countries they allow these people to come in. They don't have jobs to work, so they got to come to America to get work or get some type of government benefit. Then they get to they'll be able to send their kids to some of the schools. Some of these people that come here ain't never worked, ain't never went to a college. The parents ain't never went and worked or went to college them damn self. But they're allowed to send their children, family members to college or get some type of grant or some stipend or something to build now how you that's what I understand, Frank. How the heck can you new to a country but you get the opportunity to open a business up before you even really get a goddamn mortgage loan or something, before you get even acclimated to, you know what I mean? How? How does that process go? I need to know.
Damn, these motherfuckers do not deserve this. But see, you couldn't do that in their country. That's the thing.
Oh no, they ain't got nothing in their country. That's why they come here.
Mm.
They ain't got nothing going on in their country. That's why they come here. That's why they
Mm.
flee here, crying, fleeing to America, fleeing to the UK. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing going on in some of them countries, man.
Mm. You ain't
You
lying.
know.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and they know it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but you're right though. It's just like, I mean, the whole, land. I mean, the whole grants and loans they get for businesses is just like, damn. It just make you think. We don't end up getting nothing. You know what I mean? It's just like, but see, when we want what we're owed, then we're begging though. But it's like, well, damn, we don't get grants or loans to open up businesses like we should when we want to. So it's, what I'm saying. It's just, but you got the conservatives saying stuff like that, and you got these liberal leftists lying and acting like they, you know what I'm saying, they really care about us, and like they really want to do something for us, but it's really the opposite. You see what I'm saying? You got that, them two. You see what I'm saying? Both doing that. Both, one talking bad and one acting like they got sympathy and empathy. It's all a ploy. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. This Aboriginal American history that's being hidden in plain sight is so rich, Frank. It's ridiculous, man. It's so rich. Because one got to ask you, right? So the transatlantic slave trade, right? Why did the so-called pale-faced Europeans? Why did they skip all the way over Africa and come all the way? And people, why are they coming to America? Why did they come to America? If it was abandoned land, desolate land, why would you take yourself to abandoned desolate land and try to create something out of nothing? But you do that if you coming from your country, your homeland, that's depleting, famine. You know what I mean? Disease. You being exiled or whatever. Why would you go to abandoned land? You don't have nothing, right?
Nope.
When you go somewhere that's a little bit better than where you came from, see, this is what they're not telling. How great the structures, how great the civilization was already here, in the Americas, top bottom. They try to make the image like people were sleeping in the teepee. They might have some people, nomad people, because it's such a big land. You got to realize how big the Americas is from top bottom, right? North, south, east, west. The America.
You ain't lying.
You know what I mean?
You ain't lying.
See, hell, North America is bigger than what they allow people people to even imagine how big it is.
That's true.
So we think it's a small world because you can travel and meet people. The nationality is it's a big ecosystem here that we live in on this so-called rotating ball or spinning ball or something that they're talking about. You know, so
Man.
much rich culture here, man. It's you got to ask yourself, why did they come here?
Mm.
How can you say you discovered something if it was already life there? Plants, animals, wildlife, different um nationalities, different cultures from top bottom. They made similar.
Mm.
You know, so they paint the picture like they just came to this old small desolate land and ruled the people, took over the land. Oh, we discovered America. They got that in Google. If you look up right now, what is America? In Google, that's it'll say something about a land or something that Europeans discovered or something like that. On some of the definitions, not all, but one. I'm like, what? Is that what they claiming?
Damn. They're gonna
How
keep
you
on.
can discover your own land, develop your own land then?
That's what don't make sense, dude. And it's like, and then they had like you know what I'm saying, they had lice and all this types of shit, you know what I'm saying, in their homeland, and dark ages and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that. It just make you think. It really just make you think, like, you know what I'm saying, which one was it? Just like,
But you got to think.
just like them coming to this country, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like them coming to this country, um, you know, it just make you think, man. I mean, and then a lot of them, man, you know, some of these people, man, you know what I'm saying, they can't even like read in English or none of that. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's like, why would you want to? That's just like me going to a place, you know what I'm saying? No, damn well I couldn't speak Ukrainian, and I'm going to Ukraine, like trying to, you know what I mean? Like, and I can't read none of it. It's just like, that's just setting myself up to disaster. You know how many people can rob and steal from you, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, but see, the thing is, they know that they're gonna come over here and get grants and loans. That's the thing. You know, they know that the grants and loans is on deck. You know, and I think they know too that certain certain actual people that are indigenous to this land, right? They know that we
Right.
don't get treated like we're not going to get treated like they are. They know that they have an advantage over that. They know that you know what I'm saying. So they rub it in your face and they put some stank on it even more. And they do it, you know, and they make sure their cousins do it, and you know what I'm saying, and their brothers, and you know, and it's just like, you know, I think another reason why we should get reparations, because look, for Jim Crow, for the redlining of the districts, for the you know, displacing the man out of the home. You see what I'm saying? Giving us that welfare. You see what I'm saying? You know, giving the women the feminist ideologies, right? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Knowing damn well she didn't have the same problems that the other woman had that was pushing the feminism on her with her man or whatever.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So you
But you know
so
what?
mm-hmm.
Somebody was saying something about, yeah, technically you can't get it federally, but you would have to go after the states. You would have to actually sue the states that participated in and put these certain
Makes
written and unwritten black code laws that was on the books but not on the books for real.
mm,
See that? You know what I mean?
mm.
You had to go after the states. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That
yeah.
participated in it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you had to go out the states and participate in it. You know what I mean? And that's why they keep pushing. It's the states, man. It's the states. The state control has way more control than the federal does. They trick you and tell you that the federal have a lot of leeway. They do. But the states, your states and your city controls everything that's going on.
Just
Why
yep,
you
just
think they get to state representatives, the
yep,
House of Representatives, your congressman? Why
just
you
like
think some of these states be trying to pack those the Senate and all this stuff?
mm-hmm,
Because it's the states that ultimately push these. You see how California trying to do their own reparations? These others, that's because this is by the state.
yep. And that's why with the task, that's why with the the thing with the task force, that that's what I try to do. The slick stuff that they did. You know what I'm saying? But and then so that's why they're saying too with the task force that what's his name, Gavin Newsom and the state legislature have the final say. So because that's what counts: the legislator and the governor, the state legislator and the governor of the state. But see,
We got to be careful with this reparation shit too, Frank, because
break it down,
that's if you're accepting that type of stuff from them in the status that we in, that's putting us that can put us way farther into their system per se.
right?
We already in their system by default, right?
Just true.
Upon their jurisdiction by default. And if you accept any funds for them, anything, if you accept any funds by the government, state government, local government, or federal government, you pretty much in their jurisdiction, right?
That's true.
So guess what? Look at the terms how they want you to accept. They want you to see it's some slick stuff.
From
Because they're
contract,
not giving you, man, they're not giving you reparations up under your
verbal
your
contract.
indigenous nationality. They give you reparations of the nationality that the fictitious nationality.
Mm,
Well,
Ooh.
state of mind. You
Mm.
know, this black status, this African American. You really think they're gonna write reparations to the African Americans, dude?
That's what I was saying. That's what I
That's
was
not
be
even
saying.
nothing legal.
It's a nationality. That's what I be saying, dude. That's why I be saying it's a nationality.
African American, cuz?
There's
Come
something that
on, brother.
there's something there's something they know that we don't know. Well, we know that shit. We hip to the shit. But a lot of other people that look like us, they're not gonna think like that. They're gonna think, oh, it's a race thing. They're racist. No, it's really a national. It's a nationality thing, though. You see what I'm saying? Is they they took our shit, our nationality, right? And they're trying to brand us with something else. You feel what I'm saying? And like you said, you do got to be careful with this because you're claiming that you're going to be that. You know what I'm saying? But see, they're full of it.
Right.
But they're full of it though because they should just give you it anyway. Because if they because they putting the lies and they putting the history on you, the fake history on you. So they putting the lies and fake history on you. Okay, give me the shit anyway because you know that besides the immigrants, you're trying to say that all of us that are here, besides these damn immigrants, right? These African or whatever other immigrants, right? Besides them, all of us that been here are all you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, uh, slave, you know what I'm saying, work, or our ancestors was a slave. So don't that doesn't that mean that we were all entitled to the dough? You see how that make you see how
No,
it's a
it's a
double.
lie.
You see how it's
It's a
like a
lie, friend.
double, flipple, triple standard. Like you see how it's a flip flop, double
The
cross.
whites were the slaves, man. They the Slavs, man.
Yeah, the Slavs, yo.
They put that on us. Now we were in captivity. Like I said, prisoners of war. That's
Mm,
different between you being a slave. They was brought over as slaves, brother.
right.
I'm finding this information out and they don't if you know when you start talking about this, people start to get fidgety.
Oh yeah.
That's
So
why when I brought it up on Judge O'Brown show, you see how fidgety they be getting.
oh shit.
Either
Yeah.
they know and they wanted they didn't profit it off, being able to, go to college, get a job, get a career, make money, build economics for them and their family. You know what I mean?
Right.
That they want to get that up. So they're not gonna go against the actual natural real order of what's going on in this country, what has been going on the last 150 some years,
Mm,
because they have benefited from whatever they're agreed to, acclimate to,
that's true.
exquisite. So
Makes
the
sense.
real terminology, the slaves were the so-called white pale faces coming from these third world countries. They were the slaves that was brought here in groves. They were the major slaves brought here in groves. I'm not saying that some companies, major companies, you had to go check and see there were not doing business in the trade and bringing some other melanated people back and forth here and there. I ain't saying that. I'm saying the major slaves that they were talking about was the bringing of the Slavs, those European pale-faced slaves over here. They say slavery. Well, why do you think they say they wrote a law to end slavery? They had already inflexed them into the country. They done brought enough. They brought enough over here,
Mm,
pretty much to pack, because they was putting they plan pretty much for the takeover on this actually land. And that's the same thing when you bring too many people in your house. Guess what? Stuff
shit.
started what come up missing.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's true. You ain't never lied. That's true.
Stuff started coming up missing. You have too many people in your house. You can't watch everybody. You can't see everything. You can't control everything if you got too many so-called foreigners or guests or visitors. You know,
That's true.
so it was a multiple, just like they just got now, just like again now. I keep saying this is reconstruction they got going on now. They've been going on
Big time.
since I guess 2019. I don't know what the timeline is. Maybe since 2018. I mean, 2008. I don't know when the timeline when reconstruction actually started, but
Right.
it's happening. It's happening, as you can see. How they just did a 180 with this LGBT stuff.
Ooh. I was just about
With
to
the
say
with
it.
the you see how they went hard pushing for that.
Oh man. Obama did too.
Hard, right?
It's like this dude is
That's what I'm saying.
he's pushing for all the crazy stuff too. It's like and then they like I
The
mean,
guns.
they
Now they
kids, or that gun thing, and especially in what state was that? They said they're gonna keep the ban. I forget what state that is. Like that's not a good idea. But see, no, I think it was low key Illinois, dude, or Chicago. It was either or Chicago was in Illinois, but it was Chicago. See, why would you do that in a state like Chicago? But see, that makes sense. You want us to kill each other. I get it because you want the criminals that don't care about no damn ban or none of that shit, man. They got this shit no matter what. They don't care what you say. Some of them have it on their waist when you walk up. They got the shit on them. But see, it's a stereotype. It's almost as if people that look like me and you in Chicago don't own legal guns. You see that?
mm-hmm.
So, oh damn, everybody's owning illegal guns. That's what you're trying to say. So everybody's gangbangers. Everybody's in the streets. Only 10% of the element is street, is gangbanging. The rest of the fucking 90% are fucking hardworking motherfuckers, man. So you see how they do that?
Right.
You see that?
That city, Frank, that city wouldn't been running the way it is if it weren't 90% people or 80% majority of the people working, doing commerce. That's one of the biggest cities in America. One of the major cities in big for as commerce, international and national, you know what I mean?
Right.
Trading and commerce and stuff like that. Come on, man.
That didn't make no sense when I heard it. I'm like, yeah, that don't make no sense and shit. But I get what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you would think if there was, you know what I'm saying, you would let those illegal gun owners keep the little ARs or whatever the fuck, the little, get out that's dumb, stupid ban on there. You would think, you know what I'm saying, that would give people, you know what I'm saying, that from Chicago, let them be more safe in their houses or whatever, you know what I'm saying, with them type of guns, because if it's Chicago so rowdy and so crazy, like how y'all say it is, even though it's not even on the top 10 worst cities in America, but that's another state, that's another story. So, you know what I'm saying? If it was so crazy like that, why wouldn't you just let, you know what I'm saying, these people keep their little extended mags and their little ARs or whatever? You see, it's some bullshit BS, man. It really is, man. And you know what I mean? It's a stereotype, like I said. They trying to make it seem like people that look like me and you, regular people that from Chicago, you know what I'm saying, don't own guns legally. And see, they make places like Chicago and places like California got the strictest gun laws, but yet they got some of the craziest crime, right? And then they got, you know what I'm saying? And look, at the same time, you know what I mean? They got Democrat mayors and governors, you know what I'm saying? And see, that's the
But see,
thing,
they
right?
messed the family order up, Frank. Not to cut you, brother. Let me add to that. How you gonna mess the family order, the community structure up? You know what I'm saying? The natural order of things: the mother, the father, the mother, and child, and then the community, the friends. How you mess that up, right? And now you want to take away the firearms, the protection, them to be able to protect themselves, right? Because you done messed that up. Look at the mentality of how they've been implementing all this everything over the last 150 some years. Because if we go back in from the 60s on back to like the early 1900s,
Mm.
black folks, aka American Indians, was not murdering, killing ourselves like at the rate we were now. Why?
Hell no.
Divorce was not, and marriage was not. I mean, divorce was not at the rate it was. You had more families married. You know what I'm saying? You have more families marrying and building more families and building more neighborhood and communities. Right?
Oh yeah.
What changed? See, people don't ask the question, what changed?
Well,
It's a plethora of things that went down. War, because you had multiple wars in the 19th century. You had wars down there at the beginning the top of the 19th century had wars all through the 19th century. The top part of it.
That's a good point. You ain't lying.
You know?
You ain't lying.
So that leaves you got to rebuild. So now that's a form of restructure. You got to restructure your economy, your government.
That's true.
You got to add the John D. Rockefeller when they came in power, or with their wealth, the wealth that they built over here when they changed. He changed the education system, and what we know now is the medical industry. So people got to always add all those key intricate parts. You got to look back to look forward. You ain't gotta stay looking back, but you have to look back, take a look back, and see how do we get to where we at. Who are the main participants? See, they've done enough. Now we on, like I say, the nigga autopilot. All the things they done. Now when we inflicting the oppression and pain on ourselves, that's what we get. The so-called melanated black man and woman, can commit crimes against each other at a high level, shooting and killing each other, stealing from each other, aborting at a high level, as they say, on drugs at a high level, as they say, disease at a high level, they say. That was them. See, when the invasion happened, we started taking on some of their traits, negative and good traits, and vice versa. Some of our negative and good traits, they took on ours too. So it was an intermingling, and it meshed all together. So we are doing things that we naturally wasn't doing prior to the invasion, right? The integration.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
People don't really break down and explain why. They just say, well, you need to do this. This is people. Yeah, but how do we get here? And how do you get out of here? How do we repair ourselves and make ourselves back whole? We walk down the street, Frank, most likely somebody look like us. We mugging each other. We instead of saying, hey, how you doing today? Hello. Back in the day, man, you just ready to speak to people. You know what I mean? Men were what they say, they say damn, what's the word they use with men when we open the doors up for women and stuff, and their car doors and the doors?
Chivalry.
Chivalry is dead. But you killed it. You killed it with the feminist movement. You killed it with all these these little acts and bills and laws and stuff that you wrote inside this country. The stuff that they implemented over the years. You killed it with that. Right?
Hell
you killed it.
And what's the name of the agent? Gloria Steinem, man. She was working for the CIA. She was the feminist movement, that leader, for the feminist movement. She worked for the damn CIA.
Right. I mean, the eugenics movement. I mean, they got the eugenics. Like all this stuff, man. It was slowly implemented, stirred up like cooking a big pot of soup. A big pot of soup. Letting it. You adding stuff at certain times. You building the pot. You're building the pot, adding at certain times. Letting it simmer, letting it cook. Letting it simmer, letting it cook. You're building the pot. You're building the pot. The welfare state. You're building the pot. You're building the pot. The school to prison industrial complex. You're building the pot. You're building the pot. The race ride to the or 20th century. You're building the pot. You're building the pot. Prison industrial complex. The private prisons. Like I said, the changing of the education system, the liberally changing of it.
That was horrible.
To keep people now they putting you in the slave mind, a state of mind. So your mind state is of a slave.
Oh shit.
See what I'm saying?
Oh shit. And see, that's why, and I'd be tripping off these Republicans and these Democrats. They both, but really the conservative. Oh, well, your schools are failing, this and that. Bro, they're supposed to fail. They're designed by Rockefeller, fool. What you talking about? They're supposed to fail. That's the point. They were supposed to pay for trade schools, even though the trades were in the schools. But that's y'all sold that out, and then privatized that, just like you're privatizing the damn prisons. So the stuff in the careers that we could use our hands with, y'all made it and sold it to us instead of us getting being able to learn it for free, getting out the schools. Trust me, if they still had that in the schools, you know how much more jobs and much more unemployment would be down if that was the case. But that's not the thing. They want to make it high, the unemployment high, So the prison population is high. Ooh.
Mm.
You see that? You know what I'm saying? The dropout rate.
Surplus labor, baby.
These people know when the dropout rate in a certain and certain stats like that in certain school districts and stuff, they can see how many people and they can determine how many of those people are going to go to prison. Bam! These motherfuckers are so wicked.
That's what I'm saying. So if you already messed the mindset of the people up, of the indigenous people, you know what I mean? People keep saying, "Oh, why black folks can't do this? Why black folks can't?" Dude, why you can do it in your homeland? Why are you here doing it? I
Mm,
ask you the same question. Why are
mm,
you in America doing things that you can't do in your homeland?
that's a good point.
Make sense to me.
Good point.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
So you messed the mind up. So now we are conditioning and pass these conditions down. You know, the ignorance, the violence, the low self esteem. You know, with all the that the hair, the vanity, where you know what I'm saying, with the makeup, the hair, the buying of of all these so called brand name brands that ain't got none of your name brand. It ain't indigenous to you. You buying European manufactured stuff and
Dang.
Asian manufactured stuff. So ain't nothing that you know. It's stuff that we were doing already. We already had seamstress and tailors and plumbers and masonry. You know what I mean? We already had that here, but somehow we allow that to slip out our hands. You know what I'm saying? By different, like I say, introductions of the influx of foreigners and the different type of little state and local laws that were implemented. The redlining and et cetera, et cetera. The Jim Crow stuff. A lot of that stuff, man, is still going on. They still doing that stuff, and it's still at the same time they're allowing foreigners to come in up under pretense that they're coming to get a better life, and under the
Damn.
pretense that the people that's already here is lazy. Are these people lazy? So we what? So we
Ooh.
got to bring in a new group of people. The Office of New America Act.
Damn.
People
Mm.
need to go look that up.
That the
Why
office
they
of
playing us
America.
with this social media? Talking
That's
about John Morant. Why they playing us with the social media and Kyrie and all the so-called black melanated people that's getting shot and murdered. You know what I'm saying? You know, on camera, videotape. Then we shooting and killing them. Deleting ourselves and stuff like that. So it's like I said, it's the building the pot. It's the gumbo that's cooking and brewing. The goulash.
damn
It's brewing.
you ain't lying though. Hey, look, man, look. They hit us with you know what I'm saying? They even got our own people saying that. Oh man, there'd be
Hmm.
jobs that you wouldn't do. Fool, we were doing that before them. You really serious? You serious? We was farming before all these cats. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Nobody want to talk about because that's why I don't do the conservatives, the Fox News crowd. I don't do the Democrat CNN. I don't do none of them. Because none of them talk about how dirty the black farmers got done. Dirty. Nobody talk about that. I'm saying Fox News, I guess, has a couple of black farmers on there, but then Fox News don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? You know the thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a two dams. You know what I'm saying? None of the candidates that Fox News are promoting or talk about helping any of the black farmers. You see, it's just all BS. That's just to try to make it seem like they cool and they, you know what I'm saying, they down with the brown by putting that guy on there. You see what I'm saying? But yeah,
Mm.
man. So, I mean, I feel you, man. It's just I mean, they try always try to make it seem like we, just lazy black Americans, and you know what I'm saying. It's just like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like we was doing that before. We was doing even landscaping before a lot of these people. Let's just keep it 100,
Of
man. I mean,
course.
see, we don't be thinking we don't think that far back. I guess I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. Our memory only goes so far as we want it to go. You know what I mean? Or how far the stereotypes make it go. You know what I mean? But it's just like we was doing all that, the carpentry, the handyman stuff, all that. I mean, I don't understand why we don't think we were. And the thing is, these groups and these people come from these other countries knowing this shit already. It's just like See, that's the thing. These motherfuckers get taught, they got the upper hand. They're doing jobs you want to do. No, they're learning jobs that we don't know how to fucking do. What are you talking about? See, that's the thing. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to have to pay $5,000-$10,000 out of my money and shit. You know what I'm saying? Be in debt on some shit just to go pay for this class to teach me how to do this shit, and it's only like 9 months long. So I got to pay 10
Mm-hmm.
G's for 9 months of learning. When a real motherfucker tell you, no, you don't go to no damn class. You go and do hands-on training. But I don't know no motherfuckers that got it like that. They got their own little companies that see these other groups do. All right, here. I'm gonna let you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna let Juan come through. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you feel what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Habib, you know, whoever, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Mustafa, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let them come through, you know what I mean, and and get these skills, you know what I'm saying, work under the table low key and still get the skill on some internship getting paid type shit.
I mean, yeah, when they started man, all that shit with the day labor and all that stuff, who you think that was that was geared toward what?
Man.
The unemployed pale faces, pale face Europeans, and some of
Mm,
the, like I said, some of the people that's coming in this country, you know what I mean? Off work visas. I mean work release programs. You got the school visas and stuff. They allow people to come into the country and go to school and go to and join the military to become a citizen, American citizen, a United States citizen, or whatever. You know what I mean?
man.
So they allowed, things to happen. They took the things out of indigenous people's hands. That was all us, military. We was teaching ourselves. But when some of our great grandparents, yeah, they don't speak the American English language the way it's spoken now. That's because they changed the system over,
Oh, big time.
right?
The boarding
I mean,
school.
even some of the foreigners come in don't really speak the language for real. You know. So when
Mm,
they changed the system, it don't mean those people wasn't smart. They wasn't intelligent. They just was ignorant to the new system. That's all.
right,
Not knowing. So some of our great parents don't speak the English language where we speak it today, the way we speak it. And it is this American English language is still a form of our old dialects that
right.
they put together.
That Latin and all types of other
The
different.
Latin and certain dramatic languages and that stuff was put together.
Right.
You know, it was formed together. So it ain't necessarily the white man's language or your slave master. It's not necessarily because they still took bits and parts of your already English. I mean your language, right? And mix them together because you're forming a new nation now. So you mixing this old with the new and forming something new.
Mm,
So because you could, so how did the great grandparents, how did they know how to build and do chemistry you know drive cars and stuff like that, do pave the roads and do the railroads and stuff like that? How did they, without former so-called college, what we call it now, or higher education? How did they know how to do that stuff then?
right.
So if you bring in and you kind of mix up and change the language a little bit and the way then you can get somebody, the next generation or the first generations, to not necessarily know how to speak it per se. They may understand it per se, but they may know how to speak or write it. That's how they can talk. Oh, well, your great grandfather. Yeah, because they was what? They was laborers, man. They was too busy building the fucking country.
Makes sense.
We ain't had time to go to college when they was building the country, brother. If you building the country, you the worker,
Right.
plumbers, right? Bricklayers, the construction workers, the damn, you know what I mean?
You can feed a family. You could put your kid through school with the house paid off, with the car and the dog and the fence. And see, that's the thing, man.
Right.
The dollar went so much farther back then, and plus, you know what I mean. Land and shit like that was just that much cheaper. Let's just keep it real, man. So, and then they also had homestead acts and stuff like that to make it to where they could, you know what I'm saying? The government paid for damn near all the damn house and shit for them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we didn't get that. You know what I mean? And then I remember Pinocchio watching. Oh man, we benefited. No, we did not like that. These people they made their come on. It's like FUBU, for us by us. These people make laws for them by them. Let's just keep it
There you
real.
go.
They're not gonna, they don't have to say, oh, okay, this is I'm a European senator or president, and I'm gonna make this law for my European people. They don't have to say it. They just do it.
Just do it. They the first generation of tethers, man. You know what I mean? Europeans and the foreigners, some of the melanated foreigners that came in. They the first generation of tethers. So they was benefiting off all those things that was because they at the same time, like you said, they was moving us aside. We already had dude. Why you still got people right now, families, man, that's land and stuff that's been passed down. You got unclaimed land.
That's true.
Because the people we either ran off the original deed holder, you know what I'm saying, probably perished, passed away, and never nobody else in the family or was a right, an heir to the land at that time. So it's unclaimed land, vacant land. To this day, it's still vacant land that's owned by deceased indigenous people. To this day. You know what I mean? You got people, families that got been having land in their family for years, dude, years. Because we were the indigenous Aboriginal people. You can't give us something that we already got, but you can take away things that we already got and implement certain things. When you got a heavy let's say, now I ain't gonna say control, but I'm gonna say a heavy influence on certain government policies, state policies, local policies, and ultimately federal. If you got major influence in that, you can influence things. You can implement certain little intricate things.
That should make a lot of sense.
It's deep, man. It's deep, dog. And like you said, if we're the foreigner, why we can't be deported? Name one so-called Black American Indian you have been deported for.
They know that, you know what I'm saying? They know, like, that's why like the government, you know what I'm saying? Like these other entities and these little people, these other people, they know that there's something, you know what I mean? They know we can't get deported. You know what I'm saying? And see, that lets you know right there the true status right there too. And then you know what I mean? That's why they just build jails for us. You notice that? Just
jails, prisons.
And see that
now what they can say, Frank, not to cut you, because if you classify, if you calling yourself I'm Black American or I'm African and American, then they can say, and they can entice you to go somewhere else. Hey man, go back to your homeland, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you try to go back to your homeland, man? This is not your homeland,
That's true.
You're African American. Go back to your motherland. I'm in my motherland. I'm in my motherland.
You see,
I ain't seen no ship, no boats come and you know what I'm saying, lining up at the docks, at these ports and shit, saying, "Hey, come on back. This nigga land boat."
And then none of these countries, none of these countries are willing to look. None of these countries are willing to bring. You know what I'm saying? Like none of them are willing to say, okay, dual citizenship on the strength. You know what I'm saying? Free land or whatever the fuck on the land or whatever. Like then I mean, and then I heard somebody was saying, I heard, you know what I'm saying, that it was a black so-called black lady, she was like, yeah, she wanted to move to Africa, whatever, end up moving to Africa, and I heard she ended up getting robbed and shit. I'm like, damn, see, that's the side you don't hear about. You know what I'm saying? These people, you know what I'm saying, these house of conscious type, these you know what I'm saying, these conscious people and stuff like that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They talking that Africa this and that, you know what I'm saying? When a lot of them haven't really been to Africa, a lot of them just been to Egypt or Tunis or something like that. It's just like,
and they're going to visit, Frank. They're going
because it's North Africa, I guess, but it's just like, shouldn't you be?
You know what, Frank?
Where they're supposed
because
to be?
They only allowed in certain places, Frank. They only allowed. See, that's what they ain't telling people. You're not. Some of these other places in Africa not that friendly toward the American people per se. I mean, you gotta have a tour guide. You gotta go. You gotta be on certain, certain spots. Now you can go at your own risk. You know what I mean?
My,
I'm
my
not saying don't go. Go try. You know, but that better be a decision that you.
mm,
Because I see some people traveling. They going over there, traveling and traveling certain spots of Africa, but that's all they doing. They not going and living there. Some of them are certain places like Ghana and uh, let me see, probably like places like in West Africa, the west coast of
okay.
Africa, certain places, Cameroon and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
them places just got that West Africa place just got developed nigga, in the early in the mid 19th century. Are they
And
trying to lie and talking about niggas came from Africa when that place when even those places didn't even exist back past the 1900s?
it is
See, they be
look,
see, you gotta know this stuff, man. You
yeah,
gotta
you
start
do.
doing your own independent research, and
And then
then you gotta do context clues, and you gotta because they have you, man, believing that you actually going to a utopia, and you get there, boy, that shit look like goddamn Babylon, motherfucking 10.
and then the thing is that and look how they look. They try to get you, you know. I mean, my thing is, see, this what don't make no sense. It's like, why is it just only, you know what I'm saying? If there was some slavery type stuff, why was it only from a specific part of Africa? That is, I mean, well, you didn't even think that they would go from other parts to try to take, and you don't think, you know what I'm saying? I don't get it. They didn't go to Ethiopia. It's like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just don't get it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, why is it just
Don't
the
add
one
up, man.
that they went to?
It's
Why
the
was it not?
same story, BS story, and they put it through the books, through the religious books. They put them same stories and same stuff through the religious books because the bloodline of the people who was doing what they was doing, just because they look like you, they may not be you.
Mm,
Don't think it's all the pale face now. See what I'm saying?
that makes sense.
Don't think it's all the pale face. Because like I said, those East Indians, some of them are the darkest, some of them are the darkest, dark brown looking people. Some of them people from, like I said, you talking about the dark ages of Europe, some of them people were dark complected people, dark hued people. They was enslaving the pale faces. So those aren't the stories that they want to tell. So they flipped it and want to tell the story of the pale face enslaving a lot of the, heavily melanated, you know, darker brown complected people.
Mm,
I'm not saying that didn't happen at some point. You know what I mean?
but it's like, come on, you know what I mean? It's like,
They're not telling the whole story, man. And we only looking at it from one angle. We're looking at it through a pale face, a white pale face European lens only. You know what I mean? You gotta look at this thing 360. Because like I said, just because a person has your same shade, skin tone, some similar pheno features, doesn't mean that person is you or have your same goals, agendas, moral values. You know what I mean? Don't believe that. Please don't believe that. Even over here in America, this is copper colored people. That's really the original definition of what American is, a copper colored people. The indigenous copper colored people. So that means we came in all type of shapes, shades, and sizes. Well, I just know one, you know what I'm saying, per se. Multiple different, you know, cultures or people that are spread out, like I said, from north, south, east, west. But they try to do what? The one world order. That's what been pushing over the last 400 some years. Well, I would go back even farther than that, probably over the last thousands of some years. It's been pushing for the one world order. You know what I mean? For everybody to be this one thing and unite under this one so-called ideology. Now, I ain't saying it can't work. But I wouldn't trust the people that's pushing it now because, as you can see, they got very nefarious ways. They got alternative motives too, Frank.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look at this task force.
I
Look
wouldn't trust.
at the task force. Look,
Mm-hmm.
they're not they're not revealing any of the findings to people. They're gonna dismantle in July. They're gonna break up. It's like they want people to get the genealogy reports and stuff like that, right? But it's just like, who's gonna pay for the is it gonna be free, or there's just a lot of
But
unanswered
Frank,
questions that don't
you heard
add
what
up.
you just said? The genealogy report. So they mean they talking like the ancestry DNA stuff?
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so are we see y'all made the story up. See, that lets you know they
But
made it.
they don't give you a bloodline. They give you that shit. They trying to put you in a geographical location. They don't give you a really a family member for real like that, man. They put you in most of that DNA stuff. Put you in a geological location, and that shit was for only entertainment purposes.
Makes sense. I know you're not. They're not
How
getting.
you gonna be 10% this and 30% this and 6% this? Then you go back and do it again. You 70% this and 80% that and what?
And who are those people that they getting those races that who are those people? How are you getting their DNA?
How
Ooh.
you getting the DNA? How you get dead DNA and match it up to living 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 motherfucker? Huh? Make that make sense. And they try to question, oh well, how you think they can do this is what they say, argue about the DNA stuff. Well, how you think they can if you go to the court, the judge take a DNA test. Well, the paternal is different from an ancestry DNA test, fool.
Hmm.
But people try to make all these damn, oh well, you know, it's how when if over the years the different markers in your DNA, your genealogy changes. The marker from your grandmother to your mother, or from your grandfather to your mother, that shit changed. That
Hmm.
shit it changes. I don't know why they don't telling people and they trying to mix the stuff and play with it. And they only get man, they can only measure 0.0000000.1 or something. That's only a small fraction, a very small fraction of your chromosomes or DNA stuff. That's all that stuff that's in there. So they can't. That's how you can get different matches. That's how you can get different markers, different matches, different the percentages they coming out.
That should make a lot of fucking sense. That make a lot of
But you
sense.
can match up living DNA. You could probably match up living DNA with people. That,
That makes
but think
sense.
about it, Frank. If we all eating the same stuff, because what makes up DNA? Your ecosystem, the stuff that you breathe in, the stuff that you eat, the fruits and vegetables and stuff, that the chemicals in the air, the nutrients and stuff that you get out of the soil, out of plant, out of the vitamin D that you get from supposed to get from the sun, the UV rays and all that stuff. All that stuff make that's all that's in your DNA that makes up your DNA, your mitochondria, all that stuff.
That's deep.
It's deep, man. So they're trying to reconstruct because remember they just not found out how to do DNA what in the 80s or something, the 70s, 80s. At the level they're doing it, and they advancing to some stuff, but I think a lot of that stuff is allegedly. I mean, what 60 Minutes even did a man, I wish you can pull that thing up, that 60 Minutes clip up on the African ancestry DNA. Man, they bust them wide open. People need to go watch this 60 Minutes study on this um the genealogy and their DNA test and stuff. How they busted them open. That the stuff ain't really, it's not really 100%, it's not really enough as they telling people. People need to go watch that stuff, man. You can't just always watch the mainstream media all the time. You got to know how to use discernment and use to some of the things that they say, and then go do a deeper dive research on some of the things that they bring up. So they do put stuff in your face, but these days it's told you to a slant narrative. So you got to look up some of the things and do your own private investigating on some of the stuff that you see on mainstream media.
For sure.
That's the laziness. That's the laziness that I think that they talking about is us not going back to teaching ourselves how to be productive. I think that's the part they may be talking about, the
Not a
laziness.
working lazy, but right.
Yeah, but a psychological laziness. Not in the you know, just being comfortable and of the convenience of someone else doing it. The education system educating your children. You know, the military protecting and providing for you, educating you, because all this shit is military science at the end of the day. All this shit that we talking about is military science.
Bars.
Can't build no nation or country without a military, first of all.
And and naval intelligence too. That's some shit too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, man, we had these conversations, Franks, man, because we want people um to exercise your brain, man. I got this new saying. I got this. I gotta give a salute to goddamn on Rod Hayes, man, with the brain banging. So we do when we had these conversations, Frank, we're brain banging. We ain't gang banging, we brain banging. Exercising the brain. You know what I mean? And the mind. You know. We focus on entertainment a lot. That's cool. That's supposed to be your pastime, but um these conversations that, in these panels I be on and stuff like that, man, we supposed to be learning and figuring out each other and figuring out how we can be more productive for ourselves, you know. And once we get in the right line back up in the right state of mind, we can move forward with a force, a mighty force. You know,
That
but the reparations,
brain banging. I like that one.
brain banging, yes sir,
You know what I'm saying? I like that
brain
one.
banging, damn right.
Yeah, because it's definitely productive over here, man. It's just like a lot of times you ain't gonna get them views, and then, it ain't just, they don't just necessarily have to do with gang banging, but YouTube period is all about drama, man. And these big platforms and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
These
Well, we've been conditioned for it, Frank.
right, like
We've been conditioned for the drama and how to oppress each other and and laugh and joke with each other. I mean, even we talk about the John Morant situations and stuff like that, and everybody kicking him in the butt and stuff. Hey, he did something silly, you know. Okay, he taking his lashes, but you got people that look like us is wishing the harm and death on this man, wishing he be fired. People that look like us. Now we talking about at
wow,
the same time.
wow,
That's sickness, man. That's the sickness in the mind, Frank.
that is sick.
You can have constructive criticism without malicious intent.
I know,
Listen to
right?
what I said. Let me rewind that. You can have constructive criticism without malicious intent. Bars. And not candy bars.
You're right.
You know?
You see,
Constructive criticism.
we want to bash though, we want
Passion,
to
man. And people getting views off there because they know we feed into the negative energy.
get to the
So I
negative.
had something to implement. And I hope this go out. And I wanna really would like if I don't really want to let's say teachable moments. I like to frame it as teachable moments. All these situation scenarios we talking about in the media and stuff that's going on in life, real life and the internet life and Instagram life, they can be used as teachable moments. Fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was proposed. Everybody that talking about his father ain't raising him. The boy is 23 years old. Still is a young man. His parents, we still ain't saying with them. At least if we're gonna give the bad review, let's be fair and balance people and give the positive now. Let's talk about the positive about this situation.
Right,
Right?
right.
Okay. If you ain't gonna do it, let me do it. Why don't we salute his parents for getting him to where he at now? Right? Because we never heard nothing about John Morant. Not saying he ain't never did nothing. He could be doing some stuff when he was young, but we never heard about that.
Right.
Right? He went to college, did his thing, athletic, made it to the NBA, one of the highest stages, performing. The last 4 years, he's been performing. But his last year or so, he had some these little minor little hiccups. Like what young people do. We do young dumb stuff sometimes. It don't matter how much money you got and what um your family background, you're still as a person, you're going to do some things that's unfavorable. So why
Right.
don't we salute his father and mother for getting him to this point, for getting him into being a young man and a young so-called melanated role model to a certain extent. I ain't saying he got to be a role model, right? Okay, if I was his PR team, you know what I do, Frank? I would get him, since he keep getting, you know, for some reason these videos keep coming out with him with firearms in his hand, right? This is gun culture, right? Gun
Yep.
country, right?
Well,
You know what I would do? I
huh,
would get one of the USCC. What's that? What's the USCC?
I forgot.
I might be saying it wrong. The acronym's wrong. The United States Concealed Carry Association or some shit like that.
I think you. I think so. I know you talk about those.
Or I will get, like you said, um, certified firearms instructors, and we would come in and we would show the positive side of what firearm safety, how to protect yourself with a firearm, with the proper handling of a firearm, right?
Oh yeah.
Just like they did with, the DARE program. You know what I mean? The DARE program they brought in with the drugs and stuff, and just say no to drugs.
That'd be
Instead
dope.
of saying just say no to guns, say this how to train you how to um maturely operate a firearm, the safety precautions of having a firearm, right? If I was his PR team, I would try, I would try to line that up to see
You
him
know
at
what
the actual gun range with a fire instructor,
would be tight?
teaching the young people how to actually, like you said, handle a firearm, self defense stuff. See, I will flip this into the negative. See, this is what we got to stop dwelling always to the negative. The negative is easy to see to the eye. It's easy. We easy to get there. We all guilty of it, Frank. But
That's
we are what? We are electrical beings, so we can't turn that positive on. So let's get to the positive then. Give me the positive um 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 teachable moments and progression in this situation. Guys, there's always multiple sides. You know what I say. I always say, it's multiple things exist at once. So you got the image of the so-called young black man with a firearm. What they've been pushing, what they've been pushing in the media over the last 4 or 5 years. Well, really since Obama been in, you've been seeing.
on the black thug. The he called
There
us.
you go. They call us the black thug, the black image of the black man with the firearm, a young black man with a gun. You know what I'm saying? So they make that image look like that's a bad image, right? So how can we turn it into positive? Because we have a constitution that says you have a right to bear arms. So we have to teach the people, the young people, and the other people that we are civil people. Yes, we have been, but it's for your protection against a tyrannical government. The firearm. You're supposed to be able to protect yourself and your home, stand your ground. So we need to teach that instead of trying to fearmonger people into not having them. No, teach them how to use them and give safety on them. Because it ain't just the music that's influencing these people. You got the movies, the TV shows.
Ooh.
The movies and TV shows is way more influential than the music. They all go together because they got to do something with the spiritual and the symbolic aspect, and you gravitate to that type of energy. But think of the movies that just came out. All the movies come out as all violent movies. We just had John Wick 3 or 4 just come out. Really? In the middle of y'all saying, "Oh, protect the children from gun violence. Oh, gun violence is on the rise." But you just come out with a movie called what? John Wick 3, 4. Prior to that, what you had? The Jeffrey Dahmer series. Why would you have that come out? With all the stuff we see that's going on, why would you have that out?
Oh
Why would
shit.
they come out? What's the
Oh.
importance of that? What was the importance of that, Frank?
He spits some
Talk
fire.
to me, brother.
Um, this is
To keep
conspiracy.
you.
That's conspiracy they doing, dude. You're right, man. That's a good point, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He said to Jeffrey, I forgot about that. That was like I remember that was like last year, like the ending of last year. Everybody was watching that, and it's like you know what I'm saying? Damn, and then they give us John Wick, but see, they don't talk about that though. But see, you know what I'm
They
saying?
don't.
So those are people that look like them saving the day, like
With a firearm,
mhm,
violence. You know.
protecting
I
people,
mean, look at
being a
right.
badass. You know what I'm saying?
But even our people, even when we've been so conditioned about that, even we look at another young man, whether older young man or you know more seasoned man, melanated black man. When we hear gun, some of us instantly cringe and say, "Well, why do he need a gun?" And we don't think on the other side, well, maybe that person needs to protect themselves. This
Come
is a
on.
cruel world, and the police, the government, your government, law enforcement already told you per the Supreme Court that they are not here to help, not to
Ooh,
protect you per se,
right. I forgot
protect
about
you.
that. I forgot about that.
That's documented.
That's
So
doc.
if my government, if my government says it's not, their duty is not to protect me, it's protect what. So how do I protect myself? See, we keep relying on other people to protect us and other people to provide for us, and that's getting us into some heavy trouble. We got to learn and figure out how we can govern ourselves up under the government, with inside the government.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. Then I forgot about that. They really did say that they
Hmm.
don't have to. As a Supreme Court ruling. That's right. See, but not come to see. This is my thing. See, these Republicans. Let's go back to these conservatives once again, because they don't be making no sense with this argument. Oh, the police didn't defund the police, this and that. The police, this and that. Oh, we, help the police, this and that. But dude, it says they don't have to protect you. So what are you talking about? And then they're talking about this thing with the police thing with the defund the police. Defund the police don't literally mean bankrupt the police. See, you know how much resources and millions of dollars a year the police departments be getting, dude, from the federal and
Hmm.
the local. I'm telling you, man. You see what I'm saying? Nobody didn't. You don't hear none of the conservatives talk about that. You see what I'm saying? But that's just a talking point. You know what I'm saying? And look, they really funded the police. You see that? All that defund the police
Hmm.
talk was a smokescreen. All those three presidents that had defund the police talk, which was Biden, Trump, and Obama, all of them funded the police. Ooh, Obama was the Blue Alert law, or Donald Trump was the Blue Lives Matter. Blue Lives. Come on, come on.
Wow.
See how they play? You see how they do it? You see how they do it? Joe Biden straight up just said he's gonna fund the police and did it. But see, Joe Biden and that's the one that people thought was the great white hype or something like that. Was supposed to be that. People that look like us voted for this dude. I mean, I got some family members talking about they voted for this dude. I'm just like, I had to bow my head in shame and shit. So it's just like,
Wow, man.
dude, I
That's
mean,
deep.
you voting for this dude, like, but see, you should already. I mean, you related to me. You should already like, you know what I'm saying. If you don't, you ain't exactly think like me, but dude, come on. I mean, damn, the critical thinking skills. I thought that. I thought the apple fell far, or didn't fall far from the tree. I guess it did. Shit, in some cases, man. I mean, they voting for this dude, man. And then the thing is, he's worse than both the motherfuckers. I mean, well, Obama, no, Obama did us dirty though, and Obama did. He made a lot of these European men really wealthy under his presidency on purpose. You see what I'm saying? Bill Clinton did the welfare. What did Bill Clinton do? Bill Clinton did a couple of different things to just real. Bill Clinton did us really bad, but nobody talks about that though. Everybody want to talk about Obama, Trump, and Biden. Bill Clinton was the dude. I mean, the type of legislation that he carried out was just crazy. Guess what? Joe Biden wrote the legislation. That welfare act, the
Mm.
welfare, what's the name? Welfare reform was the most craziest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Welfare to work, all that stuff. Okay, I get that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I understood about that. But the whole thing, you really, talk about locking people. He made it incentive to lock people up if they didn't pay their damn child support, which is illegal because there's no debt jail. You know what I'm saying? There's no owe me jail. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you get locked up for a debt? You can't get locked up for the
Well,
cable.
how your child? How they deem your child? How they gonna deem your debt your child is a debt to you
Damn.
without your consent? See what I'm saying, man? That's the stuff I be talking about, dude. Like they come up with all this stuff, man,
Oh,
and
shit.
that's what they create a rift between the mother and father, the families. Because now you got to go to court. Now you got to what? Once again, allowing somebody else to what? To manage and monitor you. Saying that's where they get the minors from in the law. What is a
Ooh,
minor?
we
Oh,
can't.
you ain't
Damn, you can't
right.
break
You
the
can't.
contract like a motherfucker, dude. You need somebody. That's why you need representative. Ooh.
There you go. You can't delegate for yourself. You can't represent your own self.
Mm.
Okay, so then what you got? Attorneys and lawyers. You need somebody to be your representative, represent you.
You got to
Who can
turn up.
represent you more than you better than yourself? You can.
Exactly.
It's deep, Frank.
That is deep. You see
It's
how they
deep, man.
and they got that all that do the British, Britain and stuff like that. Do English and stuff like that. They hold that whole system. Greek Roman type system that court hold. What I'm saying, 12 jury and you know what I'm saying. It's crazy, man. But that was a good point you brought up though with the what's his name, man? With the damn, who was it? I lost my train of thought and shit. With the damn, what was it? I lost my train of thought, but I remember. But you brought some bars up. But I mean that welfare, and then the other thing with the welfare thing, you can't have a car. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they said you got to take away your car. So I don't know how that works. But I guess you're supposed to go to work on a bus, or you're supposed to go to work on a train. See, these people do stuff purposely, you know what I'm saying, to just really and they do it to us in our groups. Because people come over here, they milk it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I was from where I was, fucked up country, we'll do this and that. Okay, I feel you. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Our government is and see, our government wants us to fight each other for the crumbs too. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
the
saying?
crime.
Just like the poor Europeans or whatever, even though a lot of them still be having inheritance and shit. That's another story though.
Right.
But
No, I think I mentioned about how they're gonna make your child a debt. Try to
ooh,
get you back on what you was trying to get out of.
that's crazy how you brought that up. That's wow, that is true. You know what I'm saying? That's real spit.
It's supposed to
And
be
that
an asset, man.
or it makes you think of your kid as a liability. As a
Right.
liability.
They supposed to be an asset, man. You see the mindset? Now you see where I'm going with that. You see?
I mean, it's psychological. This is Edward Bernays style. This is really bad. You know what I'm saying? This is really like, you know what I'm saying, to the point where this is like, those dudes is literally mind controlling motherfuckers. Is that type of, that type. I mean, it's deep. I mean, these people ain't no joke, man. I'm talking about Henry Kissinger style. You know what I'm saying? Straight up population control, or straight up telling y'all this is what we're gonna do and this is the plan. And motherfuckers just like yeah, and just letting it go. And then all of a sudden, the Georgia Guidestones they shut that they tore that down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I get it, because that's, you know what I'm saying, where everybody got their quotes from. That's where everybody got their knowledge from, as far as these people speaking out. You see what I'm saying? They was definitely mentioning the damn Georgia Guidestone. They definitely mentioning MK Ultra programming. They definitely mentioned. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned in one or the other out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So knowing, but I mean, this is Joseph Goebbels. I mean, this is really hardcore type just propaganda, man, and just just social engineering, engineering consent is really just like, what I'm saying, conditioning. I guess we so-called AKA brainwashing. It's just like, it's just serious. You know what I'm saying? And our people are serious when they go back to the voting booth or to the polls with the same type of same old. You see what I'm saying? Voting for the same people like Clyburn. See, and it's another thing. Gavin Newsom, he ain't for reparations, but see, they got him on the task force, head of the task force, talking about, you know what I'm saying, him in the state legislator. They got the last word, right? They got the word, you know what I'm saying? They got the decision and all this, but at the same time, he ain't even for reparations. So they give you somebody ain't for reparations that has the last say. See, you see how they play you? Just like Jim Clyburn ain't even for it, and he look like me and you. He in one of the poorest states, one of the grimiest, poorest states, which is South Carolina, man. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, I mean, what do we? You know what I mean? What are we doing over here? You see, he's definitely got to be Boule or somebody hooked up with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And willfully, rightfully selling us out. You know what I'm saying? Selling us out, right? So he can get his bag. Because he said, remember, as long as he said straight up. But see, at least he had the balls to straight up. As long as me and my family are good, I don't care about what Joe Biden do, whatever does, or whatever the fuck. But see, that lets you know he got long money. You know what I'm saying? These people, and they got they people's people, and they kids are going to be set up. That's how that works. You know what I'm saying? But see, you got to sell your group, your people out though. You got to do that. That's what they're doing now. We're experiencing a high sellout volume. You know what I'm saying? Like a high sellout volume. You see what I'm saying, Shaq?
Mm-hmm.
That shit is crazy, man. I mean, Clyburn. I mean, you know, he's not. Look, did you hear about that? Clyburn said he ain't for reparation. You hear about that?
Wow.
So this is supposed to be a Democrat, though. See, and this is the thing. It lets you know too. The Republicans ain't for it, straight up, and the Democrats ain't for it. So, I mean, you know, but I think they know a lot. There's a lot of nationalities. There's a lot of stuff that they know that they're not gonna say. So they're just gonna play it off and like, I see what they're doing.
People say, well, where they gonna get the money from? Well, where they get the money from to bring these people in and these foreigners in and
Bring these damn
paying
people
for
in.
them college and free college and
I'm
free
gonna use
room
that
and board and
I'm gonna use that, man.
damn.
I'm gonna use that next time,
But
dude. I'm gonna use it.
but
I
they
got
skate all over that though. Notice you think about it, when we had these conversations, don't they skate all over that?
this.
Oh, where they gonna get the money at the pay? Who gonna do it? Who gonna pay it back? Who gonna pay the money? They be playing dumb, dude. They be trying to play dumb, man. And you know I be grilling them.
Like it's their
I
money,
be
yeah.
pushing them. Well, where they
Like
gonna get the
it's
money
their money.
from?
Like it's their money.
Who gonna pay it? Well, who are they paying when they pay these? Pull out this money and all this money for infrastructure and
Ooh.
this all this foreign aid. Where they getting that money from? Where they getting that from?
They give Egypt a certain $1 million a year. Nobody talk about Egypt. We got a connection. We give Egypt a lot of
Egypt,
money. And Jordan, places like that.
Israel.
Israel. You see what I'm saying? Ukraine. It's like, hmm, I don't know, man. It's just like nobody talk about that. The whole Asian hate thing, and you know it.
But they make all the excuses. Oh well, damn, dude. They make their excuses. Well, my money shouldn't go to no black people. But you saying your tax money is cool to go to foreigners that's seeking asylum come to this country. Okay. I forgot. You was the same foreigner
Mm,
that came to this country too. You was allowed to come to this country. Oh, you the
mm.
first generation of immigrants that was allowed to come to this country. I see why. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Damn, he said, "Man, you ain't lying."
Mm-hmm. If you notice, Frank, don't they have that? Where they
Hmm.
gonna get the money from? Who gonna pay it?
And why they always who? I mean, damn, like this they money like come for my taxes. Okay, but see, damn. Okay, but see, damn. You know, all these other programs come from your same taxes too. You know, the welfare shit. There's more of them on welfare than us. I mean, you paying for that. But see, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It really is more of them on welfare. It's more foreigners on welfare than it is
mm,
indigenous American blacks, man. It is, dude.
mm.
It just is. But see, they try to play that game. Oh, well, per 100,000 people, black folks, they exceed this. See, they try to put these numbers out here, these percentages and shit. But I
Oh,
thought y'all was supposed to be 80% of the damn population. You see what I'm
damn.
saying? How you gonna be supposed 80% of the population per se?
I
So
know.
naturally, you will be more. Anything you do will be more. So why they make most things that we do is
Right,
more?
right,
Why are
right.
we the minority, but we got the majority?
You got the
Everything
majority
that's
crimes.
majority dysfunctional shit.
Wow,
All the numbers,
wow.
sexually transmitted disease. I mean, to a certain reports, but if you look at the real reports, it's going to be them. I
Mm.
mean, look what's going on with this influx of this invasion. We got an uptick in all these diseases that's coming back.
Damn, you ain't lying.
All these diseases is coming back, man. These the syphilis, all this stuff is coming back. Wow,
Mm.
all this shit is coming back because you got foreigners that's from other countries coming into this country. They ain't been, hit with the jabby jab. So
Ooh.
that's so okay. Hold on, let's talk about economics. Right? So why? Ask yourself the question, and people that's listening, why now? Why they're letting so many people influx into this country? What benefits the United States of America? What benefit are they getting, Frank?
Shoot, the people they getting shoot, they the intangibles like a mug, man.
There you go. So now you got people coming in, right? That's gonna have what? They need healthcare, so they're gonna have to pay for dental. They're gonna have to pay for
Mm.
a PCP for these private companies now. These private insurance companies. They're gonna get insurance. That's money they getting back. That's getting paid back to them. They I don't know if they taxing them on the job or whatever thing. Where they buying goods, so they're gonna buy what? They got to buy toiletries,
Mm.
toothpaste, paper towels, toilet tissue, soaps, shoes and clothes, gasoline,
Mm.
water, um, hell, the food and shit that they're gonna buy purchase. That's like 9 to everything that they're gonna come in and buy. So they're gonna what help the economy again. They're gonna because they're gonna what spend money. The money they give them and they grow, and then the money they actually make, they're gonna have to buy all these things. They buying all, they purchasing all these things. Some of them is getting it on assistance. A lot of them is getting assistance too, government assistance.
You don't think they, you know what I'm saying? Like, man.
Now you didn't cut the food stamps, American food stamps for people, but y'all was giving out all this big, large sum of food stamps and stuff when these people come in. Now I'm telling you what this government need to do, and we need to start. See, they keep us so distracted, Frank, that we can't come up with no cohesive, tangible agendas, right? And development plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to be saying, hey, look here, y'all, if y'all allowing all these foreigners to come in, these for seeking asylum, they should only be allowed to have 1 or 2 children as they acclimate into the system.
Mm.
They should not allow to be have no more than 2 children being acclimated into in this country. Because these people get to come in and have all these goddamn kids in this country, and they reap all the benefits of. See, how they know how to use their kids as an asset and not a liability, but we don't. See what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
that shit is fire right there. You said you're so right, man.
See what
You're
I'm
so right.
saying? But they put us in the mind. Once I say the mind state, Frank, of how what? Oh, our kids is such a burden on. I can't wait till these kids get up and get out of my house.
Yep, yep,
18, they kicking them out,
yep. Kicking them out.
when they're supposed to be an asset. Because guess what? If you're investing in them and you're teaching them and providing for them the proper way that a family, a village, a community is supposed to, that asset will what? Ultimately be investment to invest back into the community, invest back into the family. But see, we don't look at that way because we haven't been taught that. We've got amnesia on how to operate as a what? A village, a community, a people, a family. And guess what they've been putting out on against us? This is
Mm.
the rhetoric, the anti-family rhetoric,
Oh, basic.
right? Peep this, Frank. Oh,
Man.
well, you can't do business with family. What? But everything we know, all these companies built, all these corporations, these empires built off what? Family business, family, bloodline, facts. But
Mm.
they're gonna tell us that you can't do business with family. What? That should be your first line of business. Family is to do business with your family. and your friends. Build commerce and economics between, you know, educating, teaching, and learning with your friends and family.
Yeah, wow.
they
Yeah.
be- that's why some of these other people can come here and still they be on a low totem pole when they first get here, but they still be together as a family. Like I ain't saying they don't have arguments and fights and domestic violence go on and drunken and shit. They go on too. All that goes on, but they haven't been. I ain't gonna say they all haven't been ripped apart as a family, but they still got that familiar family structure. They're
Oh,
not necessarily kicking the kids out like at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Especially if you ain't gave them the right developing skills to go face the world. So we just been taught to kick our kids out because we've been taught that they are a liability and not an asset.
damn.
See what I'm saying?
That shit
See
is
what I'm saying?
that's some real shit. Mm.
Because how these other these poverty countries have families and stuff. These low income, low poverty countries. How do they still have families and grow families off
Ooh, right. That's a good point. That's a good point.
how?
That's a good
They
point.
ain't no, hey Frank,
That's
this
a
the icing on the cake right here. This the cherry on the top.
that's a good ass
They ain't
point.
no hey look, they ain't no high value, no six figure high value men.
And they don't talking that
no,
bullshit.
no, no.
They do not talk that bullshit to their man about no bullshit like no 6 figure high value, none of that shit. And
Now
see,
they may be high value because they are existing in a man status and a
mm,
woman status. The man, the man and the woman and the child. So they still in their natural status. So there's an understanding there that yes, he's gonna go out and work and do whatever he do. I'm gonna take care of the house. I might go out and work. I might work the garden while he's gone, or I might do some daycaring to make some extra change for myself to contribute to the household. But I make sure the kids is good taken care of. You know what I mean? While he's out working or whatever he's doing, he may be working outside the house. He may be working in the house, right? So they work that structure out. So why they can work that structure out? Why we can't be more cohesive like that? Because we have been over the years we have been so trained on anti-family. We love our families. We got this love-hate relationship. I ain't saying all other nationality groups of people don't have family members that they don't get along with, because that happens all around. Got scammers and murderers, robbers, molesters, and their family too.
I see what you're saying though.
But you're supposed to be an asset. The mother, the father, the grandmother, the grandfather, the great uncles and aunts. All that's supposed to be y'all. We supposed to be an asset to each other. We all guilty of it because we haven't. It's been such a major push on the decline. I don't know why I jumped out. Can you hear me?
Yep. Like a motherfucker. Can you hear me and shit?
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, it's all about design, man. It's like, and they was playing this for decades. You know, decade to decade. You know, it came down the pipe. You know, since back in the day. But see, from what they were saying, 50s, 60s. I'm saying our family unit was tight. But they hit the black women with the welfare and feminist movement and just destroy. You know what I'm saying? It's just destroy the unit and then had us going to war and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Having to certain black men leave and families and shit like that in some draft bullshit. So it's a couple of different things, or just having this go the way to work. Period. Because we was farming like a motherfucker too. Nobody talk about that. How we were
Of
farming.
course, people have green. What you think the green thumb and the greenhouse? That came from our people, man. The people was farming. My grandmama and them, man, they had always had a little garden. The neighbors had gardens and stuff in the inner city. Like I said, they start moving us out the country and moving us to the inner cities and stuff like that. But our people still were smart enough to still form. You know what I'm saying? Have their own little green tomatoes and peppers and you know what I mean? The greens and shit, the field greens, you know what I'm saying? The turnip greens and stuff like that. The crackers ain't know nothing about that. People know nothing about that. You know what I mean? The rutabagas, the you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Are you finna play something?
No, I was just listening, but I was actually trying to look up that the 60 Minutes you was telling me about the lineage thing.
About who? Are you breaking up?
My bad, hold on. Did I think on 60 Minutes about the lineage that remember you saying about the genealogy thing?
Oh, the genealogy on 60 Minutes?
Yeah, I was trying to look that up.
Yeah, the genealogy test or the ancestry or African ancestry DNA test on 60 Minutes.
Hold up. Let's see. Ancestry DNA tests, African Americans are being scammed while tracing their DNA.
I guess they got you breaking up because you probably sharing your screens. Sometimes they do that, interfere with the audio.
Hold up. But yeah, there's some ancestry DNA tests. African Americans are being scammed while tracing the roots to Africa. Well, hold up, wait. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up, man. Let me play this real quick. All right, this is fair use. Hold up. I think I played this before too. Fair use,
Oh, okay.
1976 Fair Use Act under Section 107. This gives me fair use to play this video for commentary purposes and educational purposes. All right, so yeah, man, this is burnt, man. You go like the story's kind of burnt down, man, but like this dude happens to be a cop too. What a coincidence, right? Watch.
There's always been lingering questions. Reference my dad. He had darker skin and black curly hair. My oldest daughter was born with a medical issue, and the specialist thought maybe there was African heritage in our bloodline. With the chief making the comment, calling me Kunta, that was in a lobby full of people. They were real quiet to me, and in police work, you have to communicate.
After more than a decade of research, a white man from Des Moines found out his great-grandfather was black and actually competed in the Olympic Games in Paris. KCCI's Ticia Muzinga tells us how he made this truly incredible discovery.
Everybody knew it. They just didn't talk about it.
It started when Matthew Lundeen was just a kid, cleaning out his great-grandmother's house when she died in 1997. Inside, he found his great-grandfather's accomplishments in the early 1900s, Charles Brookins Jr.
His Olympic jersey, I think I saw, and just there was a room in the basement full of trophies.
Back then, Brookins was praised for his undeniable talent in sports, breaking records in Oskaloosa High School. But track and field was his true calling. The University of Iowa lists Brookins as the first Iowa athlete to hold a world record in events like the 40-yard dash in 1922, 220-yard low hurdles in 1923, and 400-meter hurdles in 1924. He was also a member of the Olympic team at the 1924 Paris Games. This is him finishing second in Paris. Lundeen says he was later disqualified. During his fame and success, Lundeen also says Brookins was running from his truth. Ancestry.com and this U.S. Census gave him his first clue.
Basically, it all came down to I was just going through the data that each census gives you, and next to his name and his family's name was the letter B, which I figured out. At first, I thought it was a mistake, but I figured out it meant black. So I checked the other censuses that I could find them reported in. And it either had a B next to their names or it had an M for the outdated racist term mulatto.
Newspaper outlets often called him out, even though he passed as white. And his father, Reverend C.R. Brookins Sr., had an open secret too.
You found out more about your great-great-grandfather.
At the end of the article, there was just a short paragraph that said that he was born a slave before the war, learned how to read and educated himself after the war, and then he was planning on heading back south at some point to serve his people.
That was Reverend Brookins' purpose, being a leader in the Black community, especially in Iowa. Lundeen has been investigating where the former slave from a Charlottesville plantation died. So far, he narrowed it down to El Paso, Texas in 1908, the last state to end something he was familiar with, slavery. In Des Moines, TC Muzinga, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Unbelievable. Lundeen was not able to track down a grave site, but he says he hopes to write a book about finding the true identity of great-grandfathers.
Man, where do I start, man?
That wasn't the one, but I've never seen that one before. Wow. That was 60-minute thing about African ancestry, I think. That wasn't the one I was talking about. They pretty much was debunking the fact that ancestry DNA stuff ain't 100%, man. You can't track no dead relatives through that shit, man. They lying. They don't even put you on a geographical location.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Right, and how would they be able to without their DNA?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. They would have to have taken your ancestors' DNA and have that in a database to match your actual. Come on, man.
Oh shit!
Come on, dude. Really?
You're right. I heard funny. And see, the thing is, they know this. But see, the thing that they know, a lot of us don't know it. You see what I'm saying? And that's on us, really. But man, you really gotta be sharp and mentally, prepared to for you not to let this fall, just right over your head, man, like a frisbee, man. So, because that's exactly what it is. They know damn well, they would need live strains and stuff like that of your ancestors' DNA to pull this off. And what about like this? Even sound crazier too, because with the ancestor DNA, it's basically giving you DNA from people you don't even know. All these different races.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible? What kind of database do y'all have? I mean, what is this like? You know what I'm saying? Like, are y'all just storing the same shit? You know what I'm saying? DNA and shit that y'all doing in the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park or what?
Yeah, which one's the one where you is that the one with the saliva?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Man, come on, Frank. Let's just see. Like, okay, I'm not a
think
geneticist. I'm not a geneticist, right? But if I use common goddamn sense, right?
Mhm.
Motherfucker spitting it, you spitting something, they're gonna tell you your whole motherfucking. Come on, bro. Really? Really?
Your hair or whatever. Yeah, I feel you.
But if I'm just thinking, right? Because we do interact and change with each other, with different people that's come to the country, different people that mingling. We eating certain things. We got hair follicles that's falling into the land. So the land actually developed its stuff off of us, off of our genes. So if we sweating, perspiring, our hair follicles is getting into the soil, into the ground. Our skin cells is just getting there. All that takes a place of what the planet has to use to reproduce, right? To form whatever it needs to form, right?
Makes
So
sense.
if we all are here working and sweating and stuff like that, and that stuff is, getting into the water, getting into the soil, I would suppose naturally that there will be some type of some similarities in the DNA somewhere,
Mm.
in the DNA markers or the chromosome mark or whatever. You know what I mean? Just that some fact that we eat the same things and we are coexisting together. We walk in different paths, the carbon footprints. You know what I mean? Picking up this. When you go here, you go to California, or you're in California, you go from California you go to like LA to Sacramento and Stockton, all these different places, different people there, different animals, different stuff. But the animals are also eating what you eating. If they eating the plant life, then I can see how certain animals we would have a similar makeup. That don't make us similar, don't make us the same.
Oh no.
And that's what they try to put out there. That's because you have similar, and they looking. See, that's the thing. I would say I ain't in the lab. This is me saying my point of view. They're looking for markers and marks that are similar, or they're looking like similar mutations.
Mm.
If I would have to put that on it, I'm like I said, I'm not a geneticist. I'm not a chemist. I'm not what do you call it? A biologist.
Right. Right.
Not by trade, not by study,
Mm-hmm.
but by universal intelligence. I am a science by universal birthright
Right.
because I can think. The first part of being any of these things, you have to be able to think first.
Makes sense.
First of all, you have to be able to think before you even a scientist, before you even a doctor, before you even anything that you got to go to these colleges and get trained on, higher learning on. You have to be able to think first and comprehend. You know what I mean? So I can think, and I think I can comprehend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm.
Your imagination is one of the greatest gifts that's a birthright that's given to you. Your thought, your ability to be able to think, and like you said, with certain things, environmental things that come along, radiation, all the chemicals and all that stuff, stress, the strain, or you know what I mean,
Makes
the
sense.
trauma. A
Makes
lot
sense.
of that stuff alters the brain waves, and et cetera, et cetera.
Makes sense. Oh, of course, right, of course. And then the damn microwaves and it's just like you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, look at
The
the kid.
petroleum,
Look at the kid.
gasoline, the petroleum that we breathe in. That's fake. That's affecting us.
Mm.
People don't even look at that like that. But yeah,
And didn't
because
Rockefeller
certain countries, huh?
cornered the market with that too. The petroleum, the medicines and stuff like that with like petroleum and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Making sure they were made out of that instead of the natural actual herbs. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Rockefeller was cold with that shit. Dr. Sebi, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit with Dr. Sebi, man, you know. Not
But
surprised that,
think
you know.
about what Dr. Sabi was saying, how everybody was trying to call him a quack and all this stuff. Now I don't know what he did in his personal life because he was a Rolling Stone. He had multiple kids all around. But some of the things he was talking about, the cell food, live food, living food, right?
Right.
No, it ain't what's the name? What you said is no. I'm eating plants, dude. It ain't medicine. It's cell food.
Right.
So you can't get me on medicine, no medicine shit. I'm not giving on medicine. That's something y'all came up with. Medicine. Medicine, that's something you came up a patent on. You can't put a patent on natural life.
Hell no.
So but look at all the things now. They gone and look what you see now. You see a lot of these pale faces, a lot of these people now are holistic doctors now, and they got homeopath and stuff popping up. People, selling sea moss and they selling sea moss and bladder rack and telling people these,
Right.
magnesium, zinc and stuff. All the things that Satan was telling you to do because he learned. He didn't know these things until he started to go around travel and learn and do a deeper dive. Get into nature. Once you get into nature, you can read, but you also got to get into nature though too. Reading is fun. Reading is fun to the mental. No?
You ain't lying. And he said, man, in the mental, that's the thing, They, they don't really want you to have, what I'm saying, any kind of thought or common sense or critical thinking. That's why damn near common sense ain't too common nowadays. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're dumbing us down with the hip hop. This I can't call this hip hop. With the rap, my bad, that they got nowadays. They dumbing us down with that. You know what I'm saying? Really, we're us, but mainly so the kids. They got the female version with the Ice Spice and all these females. You know what I'm saying? Talk about basically selling their ass. And then you got the you know what I'm saying, the dudes, basically talking about, killing one another. You know what I'm saying? Or talking about killing the ops, which is the ops of somebody that look just like you. It's not like it's the, you know what I'm saying? It's the establishment or nothing like that, man. It's just, what I'm saying? It's literally somebody that look like you, which is wild, right? So, it's a trip how they they play us on both sides, man, and they really got to have us, you know what I'm saying, and make it to where we just looking crazy because what I'm saying, these rappers, what I'm saying, they get paid the thousands of millions or wherever much they get paid for actually kind of playing it out like kind of like, and that's exactly what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They doing a good job, man. Shit. That's how a lot of them be a part of the agenda too. Because when it comes down to voting time and shit, man, you see these celebrities and shit, these same rappers and these motherfuckers telling you to vote and shit. Like, oh, okay, how much he get paid? How much of a, what I'm saying? His handler told him to do this, right? Like, how much of a big pawn is he? You know what I mean? Like, it just make you really just think about that. Like, yeah, or they endorse, you know what? You know what I'm saying? They pushing the, man, the jizzab, right? Or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, this person got bought and paid for, like a mug. Spike Lee and people like that, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even have thought, man. It's just like, these people is wild, man. How could you respect, how could real cats like me and you really respect these people after that? It's just over with your credibility as far as, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be Spike Lee, some kind of activist or whatever you want to call yourself, but yet you telling people, pushing for the jab and telling people to take the jab. You know what I'm saying? You must have got a big bag from that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't really hear too much about from Spike because he got paid broke off. But it's just mad interesting, man. What these celebrities will and won't do. You know what I mean? It's just like a lot of them ain't talented, man. They really suck. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them ain't dope on the mic like that. They're not no battle rappers or nothing like that, or just some, you know what I'm saying, straight out freestyle. So the thing is, you know what I'm saying, they basically get the okay, you know what I mean, push the little bullshit that they push a little gang or whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, for the establishment to they get that look, whatever. So the establishment, you know what I'm saying, gives them that little deal and pushes them through. You know, because you know this is all about drama and just bullshit when it comes out of hip hop, so called, or excuse me, rap and then like you know what I'm saying, and whatever genre, trap or whatever the fuck genre it is. It's always negative, and that's just like how they like you. You know what I'm saying they got to keep banking on you talking negative about your, you know what I'm saying, brother, to the point where there's either none of y'all to talk to on you know whatever site or whatever, or it's just that's it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like it's crazy. You know,
Mm.
it's really crazy, man. That's why, you know, even the opposite sex, everything, you know, with us, you know, this internet, you know what I mean, and social media is turning us against each other that much more, man, by the day. You know what I mean? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's already, you know what I'm saying, we're already the opposite sex, and it's just like understanding each other is like sometimes could be, you know what I'm saying, kind of hard, but it's just like now it makes it even that much more harder. And you got these females talking about this, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a dude that's 6 feet tall, and you know what I'm saying, and have $600,000, we'll have 500, wherever money, you know, $100,000. But like, damn, if a cat had that much dough, man, it was, you know what I'm saying, and the cat, you know, was doing that good for itself like that, he would not be checking for you, man. Why would you even put yourself in that orbit? A dude making money like that, he's not gonna check for no average female at all. I don't understand what part of the game people don't understand when it comes out of that. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be checking for the biggest bad. He goes from Sports Illustrated model or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that with them kind of credentials. You feel me? So it's just like it's just crazy, man. You know they want that. Like that goes back to to messing with the families. You know what I'm saying? Separating us up, you know, making it, and you got, you know, pushing this independent thing with these females, with these women, talking about they could be independent, they don't need a man. Like, but damn, I mean, well, you're gonna have cats and dogs for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. It's just like, you know, you talking about you have the female talking about she don't need no man, which is really ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds kind of masculine right there if you think about it. You have a female talking about she don't need no man. You really think she masculine? She really sound masculine talking some shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I don't need no man. It's just like, yeah, that shit sounds as masculine as it's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because you're the man. I get it. So you know what I'm saying? And then the two, I mean that sounds dysfunctional as it is. You know what I'm saying? You got the supposed to be the nurturer, which is the female, the woman. You know what I'm saying? The person that's supposed to be more emotional, talking hostile like that. That's really hostile in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that right there, man. That doesn't match. That don't match at all. But it's just you know, and then you got you got these the indoctrination with these young males. You know what I'm saying? That they indoctrinating with them, and it's just not to really respect, you know, women. It's just, you know, because a lot of these songs, and you know what I'm saying, they talk bad about women in the songs. The songs, the women talk bad about the men. It's all by design. I see these people of these labels. Their people don't push stuff like this. It's people. Their people don't talk that shit in records and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And see, that's the thing. You know, I'm not going to do my people you know what I'm saying, make it to where you see them saying my people stab, you know what I'm saying, shoot themselves in the foot with these lyrics talking about my own people. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that the so-called black people do that. You know, that they're the people that do that to their people already. So, you know what I'm saying? So we could give them this hip hop or we could give them this thug or, you know what I'm saying, whatever genre it is it's called today. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know,
Yeah.
it'd be negative. I'll tell you that on both sides, man. And you got these women, you know what I'm saying, claiming one thing on one side, and you know what I'm saying. I just want to let them know, like, look, it's both sides, man. It's the men and women are out of line right now, man. But see, the thing is, I can't even say men and women. It's the males and the females, because there's a difference between a male and a female, and a man and a woman. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So that's another thing. That's another discussion right there, man. People ain't ready for that. They go over people's head too much. But man, these people ain't playing, man. They're definitely designing agendas, man. All 20, you know what I'm saying, 365 days a year. these people don't take no damn breaks and shit. You know what I'm saying? If they do, they, you know what I mean, on a yacht somewhere. You know what I'm saying? While we, gotta clock in and clock out for the next, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, make them rich. But see, that lets you know right there, too. That's where your slavery is at. Oh, slavery, this and that. There it is right there. And I think it was the same way back in the day, man. One motherfucker had to cook up in the connections, and the next motherfucker had to work for them. And that's just how it worked. Well, it was. You know what I'm saying? And when you, and then you, but see, over here they did us dirty on our land though. And that's the different thing. And see, they give us the African theory. You know what I'm saying? And it's the out of African theory too. That's why it's called a theory. It's not a fact. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the thing is, why would they even call it that? They have a label for that already if it wasn't that. You see what I'm saying? It's a theory. That shit is not fact. And the thing is, you know what I'm saying? They see they give you the light skin and dark skin thing the slave, oh, the field nigga and the house nigga, right? They give you all that to separate, to try to not, or make you to not be able to distinguish in the fact that there is light skin and dark skin. So if there's light skin and dark skin, you know what I'm saying? How did the slaves specifically just come from West Africa, right? Ooh. Does that make sense? How did they just come specifically from West Africa if there's light and dark skin people? See, they try to give you that all light skinned, the field nigga, the house nigga, and then the field nigga bred with the white master. But not every light skinned person is mixed though. So that's a debunk right there. Not every light skinned so called black person is mixed. That is a fact. So I don't know what. See, they gave us a lot of just malarkey, man, and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it keeps going, man, because you got your messy Jesse, you got your not so Sharpton. He's on the case. You know what I'm saying? You got who else? You got what other fake leaders, misleaders and shit we got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You got all these people, you know what I'm saying? Just mislead us. Maxine Waters, Muddy Waters, Maxine Muddy Waters, you know what I'm saying? Right? I mean, it's just, Clybourne, you know what I'm saying? Or Clybum, you know what I'm saying? Or Clyde burnt out because he burnt out for the stuff he be saying. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, at least he's honest and straight up said, you know what I'm saying? We ain't get no reparations. Like I said, these people, I think when people like that are telling us something about, that's a nationality thing, though. You know what I'm saying? When certain people say, I think, straight out said that, Clyburn. And it's just like, but see, he already got his millions and stuff, so that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sell you out to get mine and shit. That makes sense, perfect sense if you think about it. Somebody like that, somebody low down like that, you know what I'm saying, would do something like that. It just this shit just doesn't cease to make me right now at this point. You know what I'm saying? King and X and them has been gone, right? And you got these just straight out flunkies coming in, just straight out obvious agents. Just I'm straight out, just obvious agents, man. You see Al Sharpton, you know what I'm saying, and straight up informant. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of these more people are more informants than they put it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, you know what I mean. He was an informant, whatever, and then shit. He ended up having a show on MSNBC. Al Sharpton, like, what a coincidence, And then we all know Operation Mockingbird. You know what I'm saying? That's the CIA and media connection. You see what I'm saying? So people like Walter Cronkite, people like that were straight CIA spies and CIA agents too. So I wouldn't be surprised. Anderson Cooper, you know what I'm saying? He got a CIA ties. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if Al Sharpton, you know what I'm saying, not straight up just CIA, fuck it, FBI informant, just straight up CIA agent. That's a step above this damn FBI. You know what I'm saying? Central Intelligence, that's something different. Those are the people that you know what I'm saying deal with the psyops, you know what I'm saying, psychological operations and the hoax and the stage. You know what I mean? And they give you something staged like a hoax, right? And they'll throw you the numbers. They'll throw some 33, 30. It's always a 33 or 13. It's 33, 13, or 6 or 3. or 7 or something. It's rare as 7 though, right? This was the 7, the number of completion. So or rebirth, one of the two. But look, it's rare that it's 7. It's always them other ones. Or 32. I'm starting to see a lot of 32s nowadays too. So I mean,
32.
that let me know. Yeah, when I see those type of stuff, things and stuff in like these events and these shootings, and it's always, oh yeah, 30, 3 injured and 3 killed. That's 33 right there. It's just always some stuff that just make you just like, or uh, yeah, they were on lockdown for 33 minutes or so. It just always be something with 33, and it's just like, come on now, man. Like y'all can't. I mean, they're showing the handlers and they're showing the people who is in charge of these operations here. This is how you carry out a psychological operations. That's why they always throw out those numbers, man. The Masonic numbers and them numbers, man, is to show you that it's a hooked up planned event. You know what I'm saying? It's a planned event. You know, just like the pandemic. No, let me. Yeah, man, this shit is crazy, man. But we got to get our stuff together, man. You know what I'm saying? And more cats like me and you and shit, man. And we coming together and using these platforms and stuff like that, man, just to, what I'm saying, well informed and educate, man. And just keep cats, you see what I'm saying, sharp, mentally sharp and stuff like that, man. That's what we do, man. And that's, what I'm saying. I'm glad that I'm able to come on here, man, and do that. You see what I'm saying? And your boy
Mm-hmm.
Shaq come over here on here, bless it. You know what I'm saying? Bless the live tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? We spent some bars, you know what I mean, like usual. You know what I'm saying? Salute for coming on this mug, you know what I mean?
Oh yes, sir, man. Shit, you know me, Frank, man. I'm straight, man. All hands on deck, dog.
Hell,
Yeah, I mean,
hell yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You killed it like usual. Shout out your info, man, so that the people, you know what I'm saying, that's watching this mug could, check you out on YouTube or on Instagram or something, you know what I mean?
yeah, man. Y'all can check your boy out on the gram, nigga. The good exam, nigga. Shaq underscore Edwards on the gram and Shaq Edwards on Facebook. You know. And if you see me, anybody chats, you'll see me as a tag name, Shaq Waller.
Well, work for
And
sure.
in the YouTube chats, you know what I mean, YouTube streets.
Hell
Yeah, I mean, I'm a brain banger, not a gang banger, nigga. You know what I mean?
yeah. Hell yeah, that's what's up right there. Like, that's dope. That's dope and shit. Word, man. You know what I'm saying? You definitely be spitting that fire, you know what I'm saying? My boy Shaq coming through spitting that fire like usual, man. Blessing the chat, you feel what I'm saying? Like always, you know what I mean? And y'all go check him out, you know what I'm saying, Instagram and all that, you know what I mean? And that'll be dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Because mad intelligent dude, man. He don't play,
Yeah,
man. Spit it raw, you
I'm
know?
gonna get up out of here, man. But yeah, so when you gonna how frequently you gonna start get back doing your shows or whatever?
Man, I'm gonna try. I know I gotta stop playing, man, with it, man. But I'm gonna try to get on at least like twice a week, man, and more than that.
Oh, okay,
Just
twice
build
a
up,
week.
man. Yeah, man. I got
Oh
to
my
get.
God, King David, that man. What's up with him?
Man, I haven't talked to him in a hot minute. I'm gonna I'm gonna link up, reach out to him and shit, man. But I think he's still doing good. Like, I talked to him like some months ago, man. But he's still doing good other than that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start getting back.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I be on these aboriginals. They be having they be on late like Top Cat and stuff. They be on late sometimes. I've been looking at Sonetta TV lately, man. They've been doing these little versus battles and debates and shit.
I've been seeing that, man. I seen the what's the name was on there too. You got what's the name? Which I think she was just on there one time by herself, but I think one time she was no, I don't think she was really battling. I don't think she was presenting information, but Sister Soul was on there. She was spit.
Yeah, I didn't see that one yet. They talked about it on the panel,
She was
and
saying
that started a shit show because they had got into it. People, the aboriginals, yeah, they had got into it off that shit. But yeah, I
you.
think I think it was Sister Soul, Mama Chief, and somebody else with her, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I think yeah, I think so. But I think and then I think it was her. She was like the main one on there talking, but damn, you said damn, see that's the thing, man. We gotta you know what I'm saying? I know they got into it and it's just so they got into them two got into it and shit. Damn.
Nah, but she came on like with the Supreme Chief Holiday. She came, we do the, cut tech. He do the little, wake and bake. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they was just reviewing it. They played they congratulated, they saluted for going over there and presenting the information on Sinetta TV. And they were just doing a review. They were just doing a review of all the information that she read, because there was a lot of information. It was like 4 or 5 pages or some shit from my information. I didn't see the whole thing, and they were just doing a review on it, and they were just going in depth. They was getting to go in depth to break down some of the verbiage that was actually in the documents, and it went left because people feel like you're attacking their work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't think he was attacking her work, but it's a possible they could have something going on behind the scenes. Because I'm new to this particular, dynamic going on their channel and listening to them, So you know what I'm saying? I think it was a misunderstanding, man. And people need to take at them situations. You need to take a breath. Everybody need to take a breath and step back. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of information presented, and like you said, people that just still trying to get up out of the so-called Black American status and coming into this, okay, we are American Indians, we are Aboriginal here. That information still go over their head because they still like, you clueless, like, okay, well, what just went on? There's a lot of information. It sounds good, but I don't know what it is. So you definitely have to explain, go in depth, present the information, put in your PowerPoints, but you definitely have to sometimes go in depth and have a more in-depth conversation about what was actually, the information that was read. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they couldn't even get to that point because they started, I think she took offense, thought he was trying to pretty much slight her, and maybe he could have. I don't know. I haven't been around him long enough to make that decision.
Right.
So I didn't say nothing. I just sit back. I didn't participate. I just sat back in the chat and just listened. I didn't jump up on the panel because everybody talking and adding in, and it's infusing shit, and it's sometimes you got to just take a step back in those situations and get clarity. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Get heated. Conversations get heated.
Real quick, but I heard you on podcast last night, man. Y'all was spitting, man. That was going in. Oh boy, what's his name? The dude.
Kamisha.
Morris dude. What's his name?
Kamisha's the commission or some shit.
Yeah, the Morris.
Oh, you was listening?
Yeah, y'all was going in on that dude, man. That was going in on that.
Yeah, I had jumped on that late. They had been on for a minute. I didn't even know they was on that long.
Dude, yeah, they was on there for a minute, but they was going in on dude, and then he was going at it with some other Moore cat, and then they was going at it, and then it was burned. It was burned out. I was like, they was getting on dude, man. It's like, but I mean, the thing is with the Moore thing, it's just like there's some stuff with them. It's just like, how are you like, are you over here? You know what I'm saying? Are you in Spain? Like, you feel me? But they were like, oh, we were all over. But it's just like, so are you American? I'm kind of confused on that part.
It's so they broad stroke, man, and they did a lot of they got information, but they're so arrogant with the information and narcissistic with it. It's like you be trying to get it out of them, man, and they just, I mean, it's like they be trying to, it's like they looking down on you when they giving it to you. Like it ain't like they be trying to be cohesive and exchange information. They look like they looking down on you, like they got they know things that you don't know, type shit. Then they try to broad stroke. Well, damn, dude, nobody ever, man. I asked them, what is a Moor, dude? What's a Moor, cuz? What is a Moor, man? They go to all these terminologies, a Moor, nigga, what's a Moor? You been studying this shit. What the hell is a Moor, nigga? What they eat? What's their original diet? What's their original language or dialect? You know what I mean? Damn. Well, how hard is that? If you've been studying this shit, you should just that should be roll off your tongue quick. Right. Oh, brother, this here, blah, blah, blah. You can go here, you can go check this stuff, source out. This is the original language of the Moors. This is the original diet, you know what I'm saying, that they had, you know what I'm saying? They you know what I mean? All that. This is some of the original names and shit. Like, we know the L's and the Bays, but we know it, that wasn't what it was before. That's what it became. See, people that don't, you know what I mean? Give me the information if you got it, brother. They can't never give you a fucking straight answer, nigga. They always, it's almost like they sliding and skating and nigga, what's some more, nigga?
Right, right, exactly.
Damn, what the hell is a Moor? What do you know what a Moor is?
Yeah, and it's just like and see, that's another thing. You can't break it down. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I mean, they be put and they push it hard. But my thing is American or is it from I'm saying Spain? You know what I mean? That's I don't know, man. It's
Well, some of them see that's what I'm saying, Frank. Some of them say because even see Kim Bay, he mentioned that we are Moors, American Indian Moors, but not the Moors from Spain. So and it means something different. Like it ain't, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I get it, but I don't get it. Because you can pick up things as you go, like I said, like you integrate, you pick up things as you go, you know. But you got some of them say, "Oh, well, we all more, everybody all more." That's when you asked that question to him. He said, "Brother, are you saying everybody all more?" I ain't. That's what he said. No, I ain't saying everybody all more. Then he turned around and say, "Yeah, y'all all more."
right,
This should be so confusing. You know what I mean?
right. It's like,
But what are you, brother? That's what you asked him. Okay, so where do you? How did you come in this information? You asked him off of that. Oh, I went from this, you know what I'm saying, and I was on Islam and blah blah blah, but then I stumbled on this Bay guy, and this guy taught me, and now you found yourself, you found your tribe or your home, but that ain't what your father and mama said. See what I'm saying? You asked him what your father and great grandmama said. They ain't say you was no goddamn more. Not saying you ain't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying they didn't give you that information. You seek that information outside and did your own research, and you identify with that. Not necessarily saying you are or you aren't. I don't know. I can't say that, but I'm just saying most of them have seek that information from someone else. You know what I mean? And it fit if for whatever the situation they was going in, it worked for them. Just same thing as religion. Some people needed the religion because it worked for them. You know what I mean? They needed to realign themselves. Right?
And that shit's like perfect narrative. Like a
There you
control,
go.
like you know what I'm saying? Like something to follow type. Okay, let me follow this path and let me do this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So let me keep doing this and that. You know what I'm saying? Let me go by the good book, and tells me how to live a good life by doing this and that. You see what I'm saying? I see what you're saying. That make a lot of sense. That make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like on the real, man, it's crazy.
But I say my advice to anybody, just stay studying, man, because you pick up things, you drop things, you trim the fat as you go in life. You pick up things, like I say, you study things, you try stuff out and see if it fit. If it don't, then like I said, you leave it where it's at. You know what I mean? All information is information. You know what I mean? And you use it how you can best use it,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Word shack.
But all right, Frank. But go ahead and do your thing, man. Shit, man. I sure appreciate it, man. Shit, I don't know. Maybe we jump back on sometime this week, man. Did you check the game out today?
Nah, I did, man. I was working and shit, man. You talking about the Laker game, Joe?
No, I think the Boston, Miami played tonight, right?
Oh yeah,
First game, game one.
Because man, New York, man, I'm pissed, man. Oh, man. Damn. The Knicks beat, man, dude. They just, man. They not the '90s Knicks. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh boy, maybe next
But
year.
I got a chip with old Walt Frazier, somebody, right?
You said we got a
What's
what?
boy name? The guard. Did I get a chip with him back in the day?
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh hell yeah, he was.
What's my boy name?
So
Walt
Frazier, right? Clyde
something
Frazier?
like that. Something like that. I can't remember his name.
He was a beast. He was a beast, man. That's when the Knicks. I think they won. Yeah, like that was like the 70s.
Yeah, like 72 or
That
73 or
was like
some
the
shit.
last time, man. Where we in desperate need of. You know what I'm saying? We in desperate need
Hey,
of.
do you think, let me see, New York. Let me ask you this. Do you think John Moran is going to be in Memphis? Or how long you think John Moran is going to be in Memphis with the Grizzlies?
I mean, shit. When is this free agent? When is this any of that shit coming up? Is he a free? Is he gonna be a free agent soon, or is he one now? Or is it coming up? Because anything, you know what I'm saying? You
Nah, he
trying, you
just
know
got
what I
that
mean?
contract. He just got that big contract, the big deal. He got the deal, you know.
Well, he should be. Well, shit. Probably as long as that money, you know what I'm saying? As long as he, you know what I'm saying? It's good. A good amount of that money going. He might be considering or something, or you know what I'm saying? They ain't winning no damn playoffs. I mean, any championships or nothing. You know what I'm saying? That might be something. But he had a big contract. He probably gonna be there for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Oh yeah. So
okay.
when that money went out, then it's just like, well, these motherfuckers start to get disappointed. Like we ain't winning no. You know what I'm saying? Like we think we're number,
Mm-hmm.
and then that mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Who,
All right, then, man. What'd you say?
who do you think is gonna take it though? The last question and shit.
Man, dude, when I synced the thing the way it was getting ready to play out, the narratives that was going on there, I had first I thought it was gonna be I had Lakers in Miami
Mm.
before the playoffs even started. Right? Before they even doing, I was looking like I was like, damn, they gonna end up. I said it looked like it's a possibility they can run that damn bubble back. And look, sure and behold, look. These motherfuckers is predictable at this point.
Mm.
But it could be LA and Boston. But I thought they was trying to put LA and Miami in there and run that bubble back because it's a lot of scrutiny around that bubble or chip, man. A lot of shit that went on behind the scenes that
Okay.
the outcome of that damn chip. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Damn, LA, Miami. Oh shit.
yeah. But here we have it again. You got this. I think this the final four. If I'm not mistaken, I think this the same final four from the bubble. No,
Is it?
from 2020, Denver against Lakers, Western Conference Finals, and
Mm.
Boston against Miami, Eastern Conference Finals. Is that the same?
What is it? It is, huh? I mean, a lot of this stuff,
I'm saying.
like you be saying, predictable. A lot of it, you gotta look at the numerology and a lot of this shit, man, and a lot of this shit too. It don't be, you know what I'm saying? It be adding up, man. It's just like perhaps certain days and certain people's anniversary of them getting killed or born or birthday, whatever, or just whatever, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And certain numbers at the time, and you know what I'm saying? Like that numerology and that gematria, that should be a lot of that should be on point.
I give you one to sit on, right?
Mm-hmm.
2003 was the introduction of who?
For 2003, LeBron, right?
Whatever. Okay, the King James Brian era. He came in 2003, right?
Right.
The new class. At the same time, what legacy was wrapping up their legacy?
You said what legacy was wrapping up their legacy?
Yeah, what legacy was ending per se? In 2003.
You talking about talking about Kobe's? No, right?
LA Lakers, nigga. They was the
Oh yeah,
2003 was the third three-peat. They had just won the three-peat. They won the three-peat that year.
right. Oh shit.
So you got the introduction of King James coming in on the cuff, right? of a legacy, a three-peat, a dynasty. 20 years later, lo and behold, you got King James in the Lakers jersey.
Mm.
You can't write this shit.
But
you can actually write this shit.
You can't make it up though. It's like, dude.
Man, come on, man. 20 years later, 2020, 23, 2003 and 2023, 20 years later.
Perfect. I know, huh? And
I know, man.
And this would be what, his third championship on the Lakers, no? Going forward?
No, it'd be his second.
Oh,
he got the one in the bubble. Remember, he got the one in the bubble. That's the first one he had got, the one in the bubble.
That's right.
The bubble chip. That's why it was to me, it's an asterisk behind it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit that went on behind the scenes that they don't talk about. But you know what I mean? And so I think this chip would be really trying to solidify, which he really don't need to, because he, but for super bragging rights, super, hey, LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, get the chip in his 20th year. What legend have got to want to chip? See, there's so many scenarios that can be birthed in storylines and stat lines. They can be broken and birthed off this.
That's true. You ain't lying.
20 season vet won the chip. Well, I don't know.
You got a good point. 20 years later, this dude's on the Lakers, and he went. Oh, it's crazy. And he's going for a second and interesting second championship on the Lakers. Is like these motherfuckers. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers get.
But we'll see. We'll see how it play out. I know people is getting their money off these betting lines.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know it. You know they getting their money, man. Shit. But shit, that shit is, man. That shit's a gamble like a motherfucker. But at the same time, if you good like how you just breaking it down, then shit, fuck around wouldn't be a dumb thing to put your money down, because fuck around and win. Like you said, this shit is kind of predictable, man.
And they could throw you a curveball and give you Denver motherfucking goddamn Boston. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it could be a curveball. They'll throw a curveball in every now and again just to keep motherfuckers kind of,
right
on their heels a little bit.
To play it off, don't make it too obvious.
Right? Yeah, they but we'll see.
We're gonna see.
We will see. All right, Frank, man, do your thing, man. Salute, man. Like I said, man, all information, it's good information. Like I say, all hands on deck.
Word.
I'm out. Peace.
For sure. Good looking out for coming on, man. I'm gonna holler at you, Big Shaq.
All right, salute.
All right, salute, man. Peace, y'all. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for coming on, man. If y'all not subscribed, subscribe. Share this out to y'all peoples, man. Share this out to y'all social media. You know what I mean? Hit the like button, and I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna see y'all later. All right, peace out, man.